Hello. Got greetings from Poland. How's it going? Sorry, I've only just started it. It just catches it up with itself. Evening, Callum. Philip Boyd. So can't wait for this one. Always smiley. Oh, that was quick. There's already that amount straight away. Okay. Great. Yo, Craig. Triplet, how's it going? Andy Obbs. Can I be in love with you anymore? Not possible now, is it? Good man. I'm not sure you put greetings from my bed. Whoever wrote that, when you write your comment from now on, just write your full name under it so I know who it is. There you go. Evening. At least you put your hat on. I definitely put my hat on. If anyone that didn't know, I was just on a live interview, not an interview as such, just talking about my reunion motocross meeting. So I had my hair out and I think it freaked people out. So I've gone back to the hat. Wow, there's already 100 people online already. Okay. I have sent my guest the link. So fingers crossed he should be on soon. So I'll get my thank yous going. Yo, Dewey, how's it going? Hello, Dave Wright. Evening, Simon Corbett. There you go. Look, yours is registered, so you're all good. Good evening, Dave. How's it going? Simon, how's it going, buddy? Thank you. Have to say you look better with the hat on, I know. So people get so used to me with this hat on backwards. Imagine I turn it round and do weird stuff. This is the only one, Darcy Ward, and there will never be another. No, mate, he's absolute legend. It was me in your bed, so you've gone back and registered now, haven't you? Eh? Yeah. Wow, there's 111 people on here already. Holy shit. Hello, Frank. How's it going? Mr. Sorensen. How's it going? Not sure if I'm excited for this, but whoever did, you've got some time to go back out, click on the link, and then I'll be able to see your profile if you've got time. Yo, Lee Britton. Lee, will you ever raffle a speedway bike? Ideas, hashtag ideas, hashtag good ideas, Lee. Possibly. That's definitely a possibility. Seems to be a lot of, really seem to get a lot of speedway fans on, so potentially why not? Yo, Andy, how's it going? Wow, there's loads of you guys on already. Go Darcy, whoop. Not sure you just put hi, but you've not registered. Whoever put that, if you just pop out of this chat, you can just go on the link on the post. You'll be able to click on it where it says click here, and then I'll be able to see who you are. And then when you'll come up like Jill. Look. Hi, Jill. Hope you and Andy are good. I'm going to have Callum Marshall on in a minute asking me about sorting out Alan Graham's interview. He'll be chasing me up. I tried to explain about the COVID. David, get the great man on, not you, Lee. Exactly that, mate. Hopefully he'll be here soon. Right. Wow, there's 120 people on here already live. Scary stuff. I will get my thank yous underway while I'm waiting for him to come on. Yo, Mr. Sullivan, how's it going? Oi, chap, here we go. Pirates legend, never, forever missed at Poole Speedway. 100%, buddy. And Swindon, for that matter. Loved him in Swindon. Wow, he was amazing. Absolute privilege we got to see him. There, it was amazing. Right, big thanks for the support to Simon Pardo of White Eagle Finance. They give quality financial advice for pensions, mortgages, investments, and protection. Check his website out at www.whiteeaglefinance.co.uk. You can quote myself or Motocross and Speedway Memories and get free advice from Simon, so you're welcome to do that. Big thanks to the MX legend Stefan Everts with his S72 Gin and Vodka brand. Check out his website on www.s72gin.com. Big thanks to Lee Owen from Owen Developments. They specialise in supplying turbochargers to a global customer base, covering motorsport, performance and aftermarket, OEM and sectors. Check him out on the shop side, www.owenturbos.com. And his other website is www.owendevelopments.co.uk. Big thanks to Terry Smith with his Terry Smith Painting and Decorating. Call him on 07961 537 505 for any of your painting and decorating needs. He's from Swindon, so anywhere in the southwest area. Also, a massive thanks as well to Craig Triplett of Jardine Conservatories. You can check them guys out on www.jardineintelford.co.uk. Much appreciated. Right. Hopefully we'll have Mr. Ward on soon. When I spoke to him, I would say this morning, our morning, he's 10 hours ahead. So it's like 6:30 a.m. for him. He said he'll be on at 10 at 2:30. So we're at 37. So I'm hoping he's going to be here any minute. Also to confirm to you guys, I have now spoken to Bradley Wilson-Dean the other day, and he's going to be on Monday night, 7 p.m. UK time. So I'll have Bradley Wilson-Dean in on Monday for you Speedway fans that want to check that out. He's over in New Zealand. Obviously, he's New Zealand national champion, so that should be a good one. Most of you guys would have probably seen him riding for Somerset, Swindon, Peterborough, to name a few. Good day from down under. Hello. Really enjoyed the one with Lowell. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Glyn. How the big bad wolf? I'm not sure who that is, but you've not registered, so I don't know who that is. Any of you guys that are not registered, look like that. It comes up. Look, so basically, if you come out of here, go back onto the Facebook post, and you click on there's a link in the post. If you click it on, it'll give you all Facebook permission. Then you'll come up like that. Sorry, like that, like Mark Kent. Evening, Mark. There you go. Then you'll see your name and thing. Otherwise, I won't be able to quote you if you ask a question. Hello, Anthony. My first watch. Well, thank you for coming on. Hopefully, I'll get my guest here soon. I should be chasing him up on Facebook in a minute. Highly excited for this interview. Hey, Sarah. How's it going? Lots of you people on already. How you doing, buddy? Keeping safe. Hi, Simon. Hello, Paul again. Some of you guys were on here just a bit earlier. I was doing a live about my reunion motocross meeting in September in the UK at White Way Barton that we got on the 4th or 5th of September. So everyone will be welcome to that. Any spectators, it's only £10 for the entire weekend to come and watch. So, and camp as well. There you go. And it'll be down in Devon as well, by the way, if you didn't know where it is. It's in Newton Abbot. Yo, Anders, how's it going, buddy? You all right? We're going to get some Swindon guys on, aren't we? I can safely say now, after nearly 9 to 10 months, it won't be biased getting anyone Swindon on now. Got a few Swindon legends to get on as well. Jimmy Nielsen's and Brian Cargers of this world. And yes, Nick Morris would be good. If Darcy is the same Nick Morris, he will still be in bed. And there you go. My missus has put the link up there, look. So Lainey Stagg, look, she's put that in the comments. Anyone that hasn't done it, look, you can click on that link. Thanks for doing that, Lane. You can click on that and then it just basically registers, look, so you can come up like John. How's it going, John? So I can see your name in your comment. Otherwise, basically, I get why people do it. They just click straight on the video, come in, and it doesn't register, so then I can't see your name. But it's just a bit of a shame if I can't quote you up on the screen to the guests. Dave Wright, Darcy Ward, the most talented spear rider I've seen on a bike. I would agree with that, mate. I was just saying in my live before this, with the meeting, I said, bearing in mind I was born in 77, believe it or not. I was at Swindon Speedway a day old with my dad and my uncle there racing, and so I was definitely knew everything from early 80s, and he's definitely one of the best riders I've ever seen there, without a doubt. Evening, Lee. This is going to be great. Hope so, buddy. How many Swindon fans, not including me or Lee, is watching this? How many Swindon fans are on? Hopefully a few. We definitely got privileged to see him at Swindon before that tragic accident. He was amazing at Swindon. What a rider. Wow. I thought I'd saw most things at Swindon, but wow, he was special. Hello. Attilia, how's it going? Hi, Lee. Good to watch you guys. All the best from Hungary. We've had a few chats as well on the Facebook, and he's sent me some great videos of him racing. Attilia, how's it going? Yo, brother. Oh, apparently my mum said I was 3 weeks old when I was first at Swindon. So she's just ruined my, she told me I was a day old. But saying that day old, you was in the hospital, weren't you, for about a week? So it couldn't have been a day old, could I? Maybe I thought a week. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Yeah, Darcy was definitely a freak when I watched him at Swindon. Wow. Watching my first Speedway interview, Mr. Hobbs told me this is really one to watch and an amazing rider. Sure is, buddy. When you see some of the pictures, I think you'll see he was all action as well. A massive talent. There's not even a word to describe Darcy Ward, talent-wise. Definitely would have been a world champion. He reminded me of Kelly Moran, how naturally talented he was from Darren. Yeah, 100% agree with that, Darren. Special rider for sure. I've got my intro video ready as well. Hopefully I'm going to get him on in a second. Let me just check my phone that I've speak to Darcy on. Okay, when did he write that? I'm just speaking to him now. I'll send him a picture. I'll send Darcy a picture of all your comments on. He's just obviously sorting himself out, getting ready, because I know he's had to get up early for this. There we go. So he's definitely coming on. He's just sorting himself out. Sorry for the wait, but Mr. Ward's always worth the wait. Very good on the motocross bike. As well, what I was going to say as well, I've got the, any of you guys didn't know, I've got a motocross bike, Sebastian Tortelli replica, 250cc Kawasaki bike competition. Any of the guys who are still on here from motocross is what we was going to say as well. I just spoke to Kevin off air as well. I was going to say that there's only 19 tickets left now. We're also going to say that whoever wins the bike, the Tortelli bike, they can get a free entry to the to our meeting, to our reunion meeting. So if any of the BSMA guys want to get a ticket, not only could you possibly win the bike, you could win yourself an entry to the meeting as well. Can't figure out Google Chrome. So I'm just talking to Darcy, because basically you always need to update the Chrome. Need. Right, okay. So I'm just speaking to Darcy, sorry. He'll be on in a minute. He's just updating his Google Chrome now. Just trying to help him out. Right. Hopefully Darcy's going to be on in a second now. He's just updating his Google Chrome, so I'm glad we're in touch with him and I'm talking to him right now live, so that's good. He did say to me he would be sort of about 1/2 to 1:45. I thought start at 1:45 and then hopefully he's on. Lee Adams, Charlie Meredith. How's it going, Charlie? Lee Adams versus Darcy Ward would be incredible race around Abbey. 100% would have you been? Yes. I'm sure they have a few races when before Lee finished? Not sure. Evening, Gary. Watching this first interview, looking forward to this. Great to welcome you on then. Gary, thanks for joining in. We want Darcy. We want Darcy. We'll be like the Polish fans in a minute. Leo was at half a day old in my first speedway meeting. That's impressive. Was your mum in labour at the stadium? Where was that? Going to be a good one, Leo. Hope so, buddy. Darcy normally says it how it is. So it'll be interesting to say what he says to some of our questions. Might have to bring up his buddy, Nicky. I have spoke to Nicky Pedersen as well, and he's going to come on. So hopefully I'll sort that over the next couple of weeks. To any of you guys just coming on, I have spoke to Bradley Wilson Dean, who's not been over here lately. He's been over in New Zealand. I'm speaking to him on Monday night, 7 p.m. live UK time. So that'll be the next live one I'm doing, just to keep you updated. And then I'll keep everyone updated on social media. If anyone didn't know, any of you Speedway fans that are on now, I've got a YouTube channel that a lot of you are on live now that are asking questions as well. If you go to that YouTube channel, Motocross and Speedway Memories, you can subscribe to that for free. Get any updates when there's new videos on there. And these have been going on now for about 9 to 10 months. So there's even ones before I did these lives. There was recorded Skype ones as well. And there's so many riders on there. Bruce Pennell, there's so many, Hans Nielsen's, Eric Gunderson, Martin Dugard, Lee Adams, Jason Crump. There's so many on there. Andy Graham's live, Ronnie Corrie, Mark Laram, Gary Havelock. There's loads on there if you ever want to catch up with any of them. And they're all beauties, peaches, as I call them. Come on, Darcy. I've been waiting all day for this, Darcy. How many power bands has Speedway Bikes got? Not sure who that is. Darcy, always good for a Friday night before Cardiff and the walkabout before he was in the GPs. I'm not sure who that is, but you can if you. Actually, I think my missus there's a comment in here somewhere. Whoever wrote that, saying Laney Stag, and she's got the link. If you click on it, then you'll come up like Paul there, so you can see your thing. Always remember we were away at Coventry in a final. Darcy got excluded. It wasn't his fault. He went to the pits to speak to the ref by the phone and smashed the phone, and he went round with a bucket and collected over £1,000 for the new phone. Love that. That's a good story. Might have to bring that one up straight away, Paul. There you go. She's just put it there. Look. So if you click on that, look, she's just put it in the comments now. Anyone that didn't click on the link in the post, there it is there, look, and you can register your name. So worth bunking off work. Is that someone tagging Chris Holder in? I did chat to Chris Holder doing that. Any chance of popping on, Chris, so we can get the Turbo Twins back together? But he wasn't. I know he's. I think he's got COVID now as well. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Hoping Darcy will be on in a minute. I better check my messages and see how he's getting on. We'll do again now. Right, Darcy's just asked me. Oh, there he is. I can see him. You can hear and see me, Darcy, but I can't hear you until I bring you on the screen. So I'll get your intro video going, and then I'll bring you in. So you can hear me, but I just can't hear you yet until I bring you in the screen, all right? Everyone's loving it already. I'm even getting the Polish chants in here going, Darcy, Darcy. Yeah, straight up. There's 170 people in here already. It's going madness in here. I've been talking some good stories in here while we were hoping you're coming on. Right, I'm going to get the video going then, people. The man is in the room. Here we go.
I was playing. Huh. I was playing. Huh.
Here we go then. The legend is here. Let's get him in. Darcy Ward.
Howdy, mate.
How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, good. You?
Not too bad. Good morning to you, should I say?
Good morning, mate. It's bloody fresh and early here, mate.
Yeah, a bit early. What's that? 10 to 7, is it?
10 to 7, but I couldn't get on, so
that's okay. I knew you might come into that.
I had to download that, so I've been up for a while trying to sort it out.
That's sweet, mate. We're just privileged to get you in here, buddy. Absolute legend. So really appreciate you coming in and making the time.
Yeah, all good, man. Good to be
here.
Man.
Top man. There's loads of people in here. There are people buzzing for this.
Yeah, that's good.
All the I've had a couple of cheeky little stories coming in already. This one's quite a good one. I'm going to quote this one. Paul Sullivan just put, I always remember we were away at Coventry in a final of some sort and Darcy got excluded. It wasn't his fault, in brackets. He went to the pits to speak to the ref via the phone and smashed the phone, and he went round with a bucket and collected over £1,000 for a new phone.
I do recall that. We I think it was TV too, and I smashed the phone down. That might have even been my first year. Well, because I think I was a number 2. So yeah, a bit of carnage.
Yeah, all got ripped, isn't it? If you got mugged off, you got to do your bit, haven't you?
Yeah, all part of the show.
Andy Hobbs has put, he may not remember me. Try him. I don't know if you know the man with the van.
Yeah, of course I do. Morris.
Andy?
Morris
stays
still
there.
is.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
I've stayed at Hobbsy's a couple of times, had a good party.
Yeah, he's been buzzing to see you tonight. He's been inviting his friends on their first time watching the Speedway one, so say no more.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. So, before we start then, Darcy, so what have you been up to? I heard that you're promoting your own meetings and that now. It's all going well, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. So, yeah, just running the Speedway, really, the side of things at North Brisbane Junior Motorcycle Club. They're a dirt track based club and have been doing Speedway there for many years. And then it's just sort of come to a point where I was getting involved a little bit, and there was a bit of clashing heads at the club a little bit, and just things were a lot harder work at the club than it needed to be. So, yeah, they put out a proposal, I guess, for an expression of interest for somebody to do the Speedway side of things of the club and try and move it going forward, and that'll free up the dirt track people to do their own thing. So yeah, and then it's sort of freed up, and the former president there, Joel Eaton, sort of did the groundwork. Really, he set it up, and was giving me a bit of intel of how he thinks it should have been run, and just giving me an insight on it. So I put forward a proposal, really, just to yeah, come in and do the Speedway, and obviously just trying to benefit the sport, but it gives me a job too. It keeps me going, and
enjoying it.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's good. I'm enjoying it so far. It's I even said to the wife yesterday, like, I'm actually kind of enjoying the Speedway thing in the minute. So yeah, it's been going good. I mean, it's not just about putting on good meetings. I'm trying to do a bit with the kids and the young kids on 500s, but then the young kids on the 125. So yeah, we've been doing a little bit of coaching, but it's hard to manage myself. There's 20 kids there that all want my advice, and
yeah,
watch them all, and then they ask me what happened. I'm like, what year? You need to tell me before the race, so I'm focused on it, not after. How they go, So, but yeah, no, it's cool. Everybody's learning. I got a good crew around me that's helping. My family's involved and helping on the day, and Liz helps me during the weeks just with the paperwork side of things. And then yeah, the crew around me are all my dad's friends and my family, and new people I'm meeting that are involved in the club that are helping out on the days and stuff. So we got a good thing going, mate. We've had some good meetings, so all good.
How have you been in general then, Darcy? How's it going?
Yeah, sweet, mate. I'm about to pop out. I'm not about to pop out. But my wife's about to pop out a kid, so we've been preparing all that, and I've been pretty slack on my rehabilitation, to be honest, but I was there yesterday, so it was all good. But yeah, all good, mate. Just my first 5 years after the injury, I was not really doing a great deal. Like I didn't have a job, and obviously all that kind of stuff. So it was really laid back, and then all of a sudden the Speedways hit me, and
flat out again.
It's pretty flat out. So, but I'm just trying to put time into it while we're doing the groundwork. But so yeah, no, all good, mate. Just yeah, getting ready for Liz to pop one out, and then another thing that's going to make this flat out. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, life's just changing for me in a different way. So all good.
Yeah, it's cool, mate. Good things to look forward to. Good to see you in the sport as well. That's awesome. How old were you when you first sort of got a bike and that sort of thing? What sort of bike did you get and stuff like that?
I think a QR50, so a little Honda 50. Mate, how old was I? I mean, I'm going to say 3, but it seems a bit young. But I was super young.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just I've had bikes. My dad used to race Speedway here in Australia, and rode for Australia when England come out here. He was just a reserve, but yeah, so he used to ride out here and stuff.
It was in the blood.
So always in my blood, in my blood. But yeah, QR50, mate. But I remember the first time I rode it out where my dad lived, he had a paddock next door. like a park, and I remember the first time we rode it, and the throttle got jammed on from my hand, not being able to know what to do, and ran straight through our fence. It was a crasher from the start.
I was going to say spectacular straight away then, was it?
Yeah.
Fair play. What sort of age can you remember sort of that time before you come over to the UK where you sort of got to that age where you thought, you know what, I want to make a career out of this to come over to the UK and stuff?
Yeah, I never really had something that clicked in me that I can remember where I wanted to be what I was set out to be. But yeah, so no real age, mate. Just it just sort of all fell into place, and I was pretty good from a young age. So yeah, I just kept developing and going forward. And I mean, I was over in England when I was 14 or 13, over there doing the 80cc championship, and then I did a couple of second halves at Kings Lynn, and we travelled around and did a couple of second halves at many different places. I think I even did one at Poole, if I remember correctly, when I was like 14, 15. So we were traveling over there pretty early, you know, doing the junior championship, and then while we're over there, stay over there and get our name out at the British club, so we could get a club pretty much straight away when I was able to ride. So yeah, so just my old boy had a destiny for me, and that was to race speedway in Europe. So
beautiful. I'm glad you did. We've had hundreds before you've even come in, but I'll just mention a couple. Got a Lee Morris series put hi from Lee and Wendy Morris, Nick's mum and dad. Keep up the good work at North Brisbane. Hope to see you in the summer.
Beautiful. Morris is actually, he didn't ride my last meeting because he doesn't have his equipment out here. So this doesn't really interest him, but he's going to ride the next one. So it'll be good to obviously have Nick riding on the 17th. So yeah, how you going, Wendy and Lee?
How's it going? Got Anthony Stacey here, put Darcy, Frankie's watching, he's saying hi.
Frankie. These guys are from Poole, and young Frankie's a big fan of mine and Poole supporter. So he's I've just been talking to his dad, actually been sending him some stuff for Frankie. So Frankie's got some presents coming.
Oh, some presents. Sounds good. Michael Cox here's put evening, or should I say morning, mate. Hope you and Lizzie are good. Starman.
He was he was the one to help out around the Poole track and dropped me off some places when I didn't have a license. Cheers, Starman.
A lot of people are now saying congratulations, obviously with the baby and all that on its way.
Yeah, I've probably just announced that, but it's all good. We're not too far off, so
that's good, mate. That's good.
I'll find out eventually.
All good. I put got Richard Vernon here on YouTube. He's put, ask Darcy about the time he broke the track record at Peterborough on his first ride there. Absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, got a guest booking to go ride for Peterborough, I believe, when I was riding for Kings Lynn in 09. So would have been somewhere just past the middle of the year, maybe just before. But yeah, went out, made a start in Heat 1, and track was nice. And yeah, went out and broke track record, which was very surprising considering, you know, Sully rode there for many years, Hands. I mean, all the riders that have rode around there. So yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty good time.
Say no more, mate. Simon Benden, he's put, hey Darcy, can remember seeing you ride at Newport Speedway track, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I remember getting 20 points at Newport. I think Paul Fry was the only one to beat me because Jim Holder was riding for Newport at the time. And he still gives me a reminder of that sometimes. So I do remember it very well.
Mark Collins on Facebook, he's put, Darcy Ward, now you're a promoter. Any chance of you using your influence to bring the GP back to Oz? We need it.
That's not something that I'm influenced. I've got a little bit of intel on what's going on, but I do believe it's coming back. So
okay, that's good.
I don't want to be speculating where I do believe it's coming back, and I would say it'd be about 2023, 2024. So there's a lot of talk going on at the moment. You know, Eastern Creek is hopefully going to put in a speedway bike track there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple other venues that are getting talked about, but you know, it looks good. You know, as long as Doyley and Max are still in the Grand Prix, I would say that you know, there's a lot of push to get it back here. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. There's also 100 years of speedway coming up in the next couple of years. So yeah, we'll see, but I do believe it's going to happen.
Just see Midlow's come on. Neil Middleditch, he's put Nucky says good day and Susie.
G'day. I haven't spoken to Midlow for a while. G'day, guys. Yeah, Nucky is their dog. So yeah, I was just thinking that Nucky, they just got this little dog, little French bulldog, when I was first suspended for the 10 months. So I had a lot of time with him because everyone was working and I'm the only one home. So me and Nucky got to hang out a fair bit. I end up bulking him up in his front legs because Midlow lives in 3 stories. So, you know, every time I'd come down for the snacks, go back upstairs, Nucky's following me and running up and down the stairs. He's a little nugget, you know. He had big shoulders on him, so trained him up. But yeah, hey guys.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Simon just put, thank you for answering, Darcy. Much love from Wales. Congratulations to you and Lizzie.
Yes.
I've got Andy Rackham here. He's put, this bloke is a legend. I was staying at Midlow's one night with Mark Laram. About 3 a.m. in the morning, the light comes on and Darcy comes in, stark bollock naked, and announces he has come to do a pole dance for us. Midlow's daughter had a proper pole as she was a dancer. After hanging upside down with Now on, he turns the light off and leaves. Me and Mark have tears rolling down our face.
I don't recall. He's making it up.
Yeah. Everyone's picturing it now.
I didn't have too many nights with the Ramsky at Midlow, so I think I might have had 2 nights with him there. So I do recall a couple of them.
You just come back on and said, Mark has said to me numerous times that Darcy was the most talented rider he has ever seen ride. He was awesome.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of that talk.
I do get a lot of that.
Yeah, it's nice.
It was a lifetime of my dad bringing me up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my old boy used to have a bike wrecking shop up in Nanango, and his car park was a junior speedway track. So on the weekends when I'd go up and visit Dad, I'd be out there all weekend, you know, just riding until I'd come back in the shop and say I'm out of fuel. So yeah, we used to travel around Australia and do a lot, mate. Like when I was a kid, you know, with Ivor from BRTS Racing, Ivor Harm. So he was my main sponsor, or he was my only sponsor at the time. And we used to travel Australia and do every weekend and go ride speedway, track. You know, push bikes every day. You know, my dad was pushing me onto that a lot too. So yeah, just a lifetime of handlebars, mate, can be dangerous for a kid and can turn him into something. So
I know a lot of the guys do a lot of riding the motocross bikes in the winter and that sort of thing for fitness as well as fun as well. And I'm pretty sure you did as well. Did you enjoy that side as well on the motocross bikes? I think you was pretty handy on that, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I didn't really get into it until I could buy my own bike because my dad wasn't a real fan of it. I did it when I was a kid and I got injured a couple of times. So then we went to speedway, and then we went to dirt track, and then that led into speedway. And obviously my dad was speedway, but you can't ride speedway here back then until you were like 9. So we were doing other stuff. Yeah. So then I turned 16. I went to England and rode, and then I bought my own bikes, and I bought KTM in Poland. Left that out there with Torrent. They had their own track out the back of the stadium, and then bought a bike here in Australia for when I come home. And then, yeah, I started riding it a lot. And it really develops me on a speedway bike, to be honest, you know, to be able to control a heavy motocross bike. And once you can control it quite well, I'd already had the skills in the speedway bike, but it made it easier to be able to, you know, pick a speedway bike up and put it wherever you want. It's much lighter.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then when I was suspended again, and I come home. You know, I was riding a couple times a week, motocross, and yeah. So I ended up picking up. I become pretty good, to be honest. I was starting to get really good and enjoying it. But I had a couple of crashes too, which made me realize, like, hang on a minute, like, I'm going to get hurt. So I needed to. I was pushing myself too much, trying to get too good and show off. So
scrubbing some jumps, was ya?
yeah, and it was a one time at QMP, which is our local ride park. It was a bit wet. It's got a supercross track, and I was seat bouncing this triple coming out of a corner. And once it kicked me, it was slippery in the wet, and it was a bit of a clay base. And it kicked me, and I went over the bars over a triple, and like it was all a bit of a blur. And I wrecked my bike, bent my bike, and I was like, all right, like that was a bit of a scare. So I stepped back after that, and was just started to enjoy it a bit more. I was trying to get too racy, getting ahead of myself.
It's all in you, isn't it? Got a couple of cheeky little photos here from my young days.
Yeah, so I was just talking about Ivor. Ivor from BRTS, which is Brisbane Roof Tile and Supplies there. This is my first day riding these new junior bikes. I went to Perth and rode the junior Australian titles. And before I had these bikes, my old boy, I had a bit of a dunger bike, but my old boy just got me out on the track. And these bikes are Daniel Harding's bike, which is Trevor Harding's brother. And he just turned senior, and after Perth, it was his last one he rode them. I'd come home and come back to Brisbane, and the Harding's dad, Trevor, he rang my dad and said, hey, our junior bikes are for sale. Would you like to buy them? And my old boy was like, bloody oath we would. But he couldn't afford them. So Ivor used to sponsor Mick Powell and a couple other Aussie boys that were over there at the time, but mostly Powley, I think. So my old boy was friends with him already, and he was wasn't helping anybody for like 10 years. And then, rang Ivor, and Ivor came out and watched me ride, and then Ivor ended up buying them. And this is my first day out there, out at North Brisbane, riding them. And this is the photo that Ivor took. So
beautiful.
This is where it all started.
I was going to say, this is literally where it all started.
Literally.
I'm loving that. Got a couple of
they're the one on the left in the Aussie suits when I did the world 80cc championship. I think that's at Chester Hover, I think that one is, I believe. And then the other ones are riding for Torrent. Look at the bonnet on me, jeez.
Yeah, I know. Let her go there.
There's no professionalism there.
Yeah. Got a nice one letting the Kings here.
Kings Lynn with a young kid, yep.
Yeah. I got one there that I think I put that in the promo video.
Yeah, that's riding for Kings Lynn. I got Sully's suit on.
What did you think of the Kings Lynn track? Did you love that when you first come over?
It wasn't. I didn't really think about loving it because it was sort of my first year, so I was just enjoying being there.
Yeah.
But it's not an easy track. I think it really developed me. Like, it's a track where you got to go there and you got to ride it hard. Otherwise, it's harder to get around, because it's quite grippy. So, well, it's super grippy. It's gotten less grippier over time. But, so yeah, it really made me ride hard, I guess. It was, I didn't really develop any starting skills there because of how grippy it was. It's not something you need technique for to be able to be a good gator there. So, but yeah, I got into a bad habit of leg trailing a bit, just because you got to ride it hard and the legs, you get that toe tapping back there once you turn the bike. But I enjoyed my time at Kings Lynn. It was obviously just short, just one season, but we had a great team with, obviously hanging out with Thomas the Pinker was a privilege, and I really enjoyed it. And John Oliver was probably the main reason I was at Kings Lynn. So that was good times.
You definitely started to
Cozza was
Cozza, yeah.
Yeah, me and Cozza were living in caravans at the track the first year. So we had great times. Me and Cos are best mates, and we developed a real good friendship, and we're still really close. He was down here not long ago. He just come down for a couple days with him and Ash. So we had some funny times at King's Lynn, mate. And another thing with King's Lynn, they had the power slide bikes there. So I used to take them out in the car park and just ride them for hours around Rich's cones. Only the 125 cc's, but I really learned me development and turning a bike and just having fun. And as soon as it rained, I was like, yes, perfect. So going down to the car park, and mate, I used to just do laps and laps, and I went through like 3 pit bikes that year. I was just flogging them, I was obviously earning good money with Torren. Not at King's Lynn, I was earning shit money there, but riding in Poland, I was earning good money. So I was splashing money out, just buying pit bikes. Probably got a flat tire and bought a new pit bike.
Yeah, can't be bothered to change. Just buy one.
It's good fun.
Good fun, definitely. You have obviously eventually got into the making starts.
Yeah, this is an iconic photo for me, to be honest. I mean, for me, that's two of the best skaters in the world. I know Todd Wilshire and maybe Hans Nelson are right up there, but these two could potentially be the 2 greatest starters of all time. So fluke this one, but me and Liz have we're trying to just at the moment locate this photo, who's the actual photographer.
Okay.
So we want to blow it up and put it at my house.
Maybe we can get that out there then. These things normally get all over the place, so that'd be cool.
That would be good. This is I think it's at Prague. I got a 15-point max in the heats, so I was doing something right on this day.
Definitely. If someone knows about this photo or the original, or knows someone of someone, then get in touch with us and we'll sort that out with Darcy. Then that'd be good. There's a lot of these things go on, Darcy. We get these things done, which is good. A lot of fans on.
Nice.
So I suppose you had 2 different relationships with these 2, to say the least.
You're just stirring the pot.
No, I don't stir the pot.
It's all good, mate. I don't care. I don't like him. Me and Greg, obviously the connection there with Greg, was probably the English thing, speaking English, but Chris was in his team in Sweden. Yeah. So obviously Chris is probably talking to him about me a lot. Greg is obviously Greg Hancock. He's easy to get along with, and when I was a kid, I had DVDs of him in the Grand Prix, and when him and Billy were teammates and all that kind of stuff. We just developed a good friendship, and I think Greg really thrived off us young kids challenging him, and that's what made him go so long. And then when he come to Poole and replaced Chris, when Chris was injured, and I got the captain in, I really picked his brain a lot, and was trying to figure out why he was such a good gator, and just his approach to the sport. And he knew I was picking him. I remember him saying to me, "Hey, I know what you're doing. I know you're trying to figure out my brain. My brain. I'm taking you being at Poole as much as I can." But the thing with Greg, he had different frames. And he developed his starting style to adapt to them. So, it was more the mental approach and just his theory on driving the bike to the corner. And then Nicky, we had a lot of run-ins, but he had a lot of run-ins with everybody, and there's a lot of stories and stuff that I'm not getting to get into, but he's a bit of a dick. And I got nothing good to say about him, really, but obviously he was a 3-time world champion and did a lot of good things for the sport, mate. You can't take that away from him. But he's a bit of a cock, but whatever. I don't have much to say to me, mate.
That's all right. That's cool. You obviously had a great relationship. Well, obviously you still have with Chris. even as a Swindon fan, obviously we can talk about that a little bit later. But I mean, like the Poole side, even as a as a Swindon fan, seeing you guys at Poole together, the Turbo Twins thing, I think that's you two at Swindon probably rubbing it in.
Definitely rubbing it in.
Definitely, yeah.
That's a 5-1. That's a 5-1 win in Heat 15 to make Poole win the meet, I think.
Yeah, I think that is. Yeah, I definitely would agree with that one. But yeah, you two had a great relationship on and off the track.
Yeah.
Great memories with him racing.
Yeah, mate, for sure. Obviously, as much as we were party animals together and traveling the world and racing motorbikes, doing what we love together. He was also very influenced me.
Yeah,
I learned a lot. He was at a level where I wanted to be, and that kind of thing. So he helped me out a lot, obviously, with even some engines in the under 21s. I remember him giving me an engine to be used, and I won a meeting on it, and just loads of things. Just to be able to travel the world with your best mate and do what we were doing was really cool. And I mean, I think as soon as I come on the scene at Poole, I think that really boosted Chris as well. We were never one to pull each other down. I think we were pushing each other to keep going, and I think our partying got in the way a couple of times. We were, now I look back, we definitely took it to a level that probably wasn't meant to be taken. It was,
enjoying life a bit.
Yeah, it would have been good if we had took it a bit more professional, a bit earlier. See, towards the end, probably from 2012 onwards, Chris definitely stepped up a bit further than me, professional wise, but he was older and mature. But yeah, no, look, man, everything in my memory about Speedway, Chris is there beside me. So, I still talk to him a fair bit. We went through a period there where we didn't really talk, but he had a lot going on in his life, and I guess I did too. And but yeah, we're back in connection at the moment. And he's prepared. He's prepared for this season better than any of the last 7 seasons, I would say. So he's got his life sorted out behind the scenes, and has actually been training probably for the first time in his career. So I expect a solid season from Chris this year. And if it doesn't sort of happen, then I'm not sure, but I think it'll be a good season for him. So see what happens.
Seems like I had a good interview with Chris literally a few weeks ago. Obviously, we discussed you quite a bit as well, which was good. He said obviously he affected him quite a bit after your accident as well. Obviously.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that just before, but yeah, it wouldn't exactly, mate. Like, he had all those injuries too. As soon as he won the world title, he done his knee like a week later at Peterborough. Then that was a bit worse than people think, and then big crash at Coventry with me when he clipped my back wheel. That shattered his pelvis. That fucked him over. So, injuries as well, mate, and then a lot of dramas off the bike that were pretty crazy that no one should go through and would scar somebody mentally and on their heart as well. So, just didn't really rebound, and then I crashed too, that. So he just kept getting struck down and down and down. That was sad for him, and obviously sad for me to watch, and everybody around him and his family. And then he's got his younger brother, coming over and trying to race, and he's probably trying to help him a lot too and putting time into him. So things probably just didn't work out for him, but he's in a good place at the moment. So
he seemed positive and everything, and he said a lot of things have been sorted out. So
I think so. So tying back in the extra league is good for him because he doesn't want to be, he wants to be up in the top league and good money. And and racing the top guys and beating them and proving points and stuff like that. So, yeah, and he's got his little brother that's going pretty good at the moment, giving him for his money. So, yeah, be good for him.
Yeah. Hopefully he has a good season this year. It'll be interesting to watch that. Got Callum on YouTube here. He's put, I always remember watching the New Zealand GP where Ward and Emil would not give up, and the race against Hancock and Golub in Poland GP as a wild card as well. Definitely remember them ones.
Yeah, I mean, they're very iconic, aren't they? I mean, they float around on the internet quite a lot.
YouTube,
yeah, and it was only on there the other day. It popped up again, one with Emil, and yeah, just sort of was the first guy to adventure the dirt line in that mean, you know, and it was pretty gnarly out there in the corners 3 and 4. If you watch it, it really toes me around, and for the first half of the corner, I'm not even got my leg back. Like, it just towing me around, and I'm just trying to get around. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I even remember Emil after the race sort of saying, "Oh, thanks, you left when I cut back him and I didn't run him off to the fence." He was saying good race, and you know, he didn't run me up. You know, you were really, you know, really generous with it. So yeah, and then Golub and Hancock at Torren, which is a bit of a blur. Someone told me the other day that it was actually Torren GP was actually in the middle of the year that year, 2011. So yeah, no, that was cool. I mean, going down the back straight there and pretty much clipping Golub's handlebar, and then on the other side hitting the fence was pretty crazy. But I was a young kid, and that, you know, crazy didn't really go on my brain too much. And Golub was a world champion the year before and got a 7 race maximum the year before at Torren, and then Hancock was a world champion that year. So pretty crazy race to go and win it, and win it in that kind of style, you know, past them both. But you know, you can I can tell from Golub he didn't have a good setup that night, but still take it.
Different gravy that was, mate. Morgan Channing here has put, "Hey Darcy, what did you make of the Cardiff track?"
Yeah, pretty good. I think the shape's pretty similar to Poole, to be honest. Like, it might be a little bit bigger, but it sort of rides like Poole a little bit. It's a bit smoother than Poole, but yeah, I mean, I only got to race it once in 2014 and got on the podium. So, and then, you know, Chris has got on the podium pretty much every year there. So, yeah, so, and he always runs exactly the same setup as he runs at Poole, which is why we relate it to Poole. It's a little bit different, but yeah, we like to relate it to Poole. So, yeah, so it's probably one of the great tracks, and they've obviously got better at building it. It's not such a rough shithole. So
yeah,
yeah,
staying together and all that, holding together. Simon Corbett is, but how intense is it riding in the Polish Extra Liga compared to the UK?
Yeah, it's different, just different. I mean, UK is like, for me, it was always like, right, we're on track all at Midlow, and like, we're just talking shit, and it's not even really about speedway. And then we have the little team talks, and you know, Midlow's obviously laid back and saying it's all we want. You know, we want a point when we're away, and let's win at home. And I didn't really listen anyway, but we just more give each other shit. But you know, when you go to Poland and there's 20,000 people in the stands, and they're already chanting, and mostly with me and Chris, they're giving us the finger, and you know, it's must win. You know, you're on big bucks, you get paid to do this. They fine you if you don't wear team shirts. So there's just a lot more stricter stuff, and that, you know, that's a cracking photo too. You know, at Torren leading, me and Chris leading the Pavlicki brothers.
Yeah, that's cool.
Leaning into the corner, that's a cool photo. But yeah, no, just different. Obviously, I think the money is what makes it different, and makes it a bit more pressure. You know, people pay you to do. He'll pay you more money. You got to do it better. So
yeah, definitely makes it a bit more intense. Got Benji Compton here. He's just put, "Hey Darcy, you're looking awesome. Congratulations on the baby, guys. Never forget the help you gave me at Poole, and much appreciated. Take care, buddy."
Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers, Benji. Speak to him. Yeah, right. You were at a pool with us. Yeah, I do remember helping Benji out a fair bit of pool. I might have been captain, so it was probably my job. But yeah, hope you're, mate. Cheers.
I've got Richard Vernon here on YouTube. He's put, thanks for answering that. Who is your favourite rider now? Who do you like? Who excites you when you're watching now?
Yeah, I mean Smarslick's obviously the top draw. It would have been crazy, mate, to see me and Smarslick go toe to toe. Obviously, Smarslick's the chosen one. I think he's quite special. He's got what I had, a bit of gift from God, but
X Factor.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he can do some good stuff, and he's exciting, and he's a good gator, and he's going to be hard to beat. I think Wolfie's the only one that's really going to give him a challenge. But I mean, I think just Smartley's got that. He's got some, that would have been pretty crazy to see me and Smartley be going toe to toe right now. Would have been pretty iconic and would have marked the sport out quite well. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, Smartlick's the go-to man. Yeah, I mean, I'm helping Dougie out a lot at the minute, so a lot of my focus is on it, Dougie, at the moment. But he ain't no Smartlick. But yeah, I mean, we haven't seen too much speedway anyway, really. So
why wouldn't it?
no, so I mean, Lambert. I mean, it's going to be impressive to see what Lambert's going to be able to do. Last year when he was riding for Lublin, I think, or Ribnick, Lublin, I think. I was impressed. He jumped on. He was doing some winning stuff that I thought, wow, like that was pretty impressive. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where is he in the Grand Prix this year?
Yeah, because he won the European thing as well, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he's in the Grand Prix. I think that'll take him a couple of years to figure that out. It's a different ball game. That he definitely needs 1 year. If he makes the top 8, he'll get top 5 this year in the Grand Prix, which is highly possible for him. I think that'll be a huge achievement. And then if he does that, the year after, he'll be looking at a world championship. So he could challenge Smarzy. He did. People can have good seasons though. It would be interesting to see if he can back it up. And I'm not sure what engines he's on. Everybody seems to be complaining about that kind of shit lately.
Yeah,
a couple of years, and everybody's on these Kowalskis, and if you're not on Kowalski, you're not winning. Which is what seems to be happening of late. But in saying that, like I always still think Johnsie's got good shit. Obviously, me and Chris went through the period there where Johnsy was the man, and I didn't really take into account that you need a good engine because I was on the good engine tuner at the time, so I never struggled with trying to find engines and this and that. But so I still just believe in Johnsy, but everybody seems to be saying now that it's all about Kowalski. So I'm not sure what Lambert's on, but it'll be interesting to see how he can pick it up and how his gating is going to be when it comes to the Grand Prix, because when you race in Poland, there's normally 2 or 3 good riders, not 4. So it becomes tougher. But yeah, in saying that, I think Lambert could potentially definitely challenge Smarslik in the future.
What's your opinion on these new rules with obviously the Polish Federation or whatever you want to call it, saying about only ride one other place and all that sort of stuff? What are your thoughts on that?
I guess it's a change in the sport, isn't it? It's a benefit for Polish Speedway, but it's a loss for England and potentially Sweden. And I think it'll definitely kill Sweden. I mean, there's no young kids coming through in Sweden, and there's no young kids coming through in England either. I think England needs to step their game up with that kind of shit. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but I see why they've done it. It's not like it. I mean, they're all different sports, but it's not like bloody Ronaldo is playing in England as well, is he? You know what I mean? Like, so when you look at it like that, I see it, but you know, the sport's not big enough to be able to, you know, to be doing those kind of rules. There's not enough riders to be able to do that. But, you know, in saying that, that might give England a kick up the arse and say, hey, we need to develop our kids. Like, you know, our program here in Australia for kids is, mate, we got kids coming out of our asses out here. So, yeah. So I mean, look at all the kids that we keep bringing through in England, and we got a lot of Aussie kids over there and stuff like that. So, yeah. So it might give England a kick up the arse to invest money. You know, what promoter in England invests money in the kids? I don't know any. I know Matt don't. I know Swindon don't. I mean, I know Lemo. The only one I know that's thinking about it is Lemo, and he's Aussie. It's, you know what I mean. So he's just thinking about the future, not being greedy and taking money. But so yeah, it might give England a kick up the arse, but it could all be too late for England. You know, you just need kids now, not in 4 or 5 years. You know, I remember when I first came over to England and there was kids second halving on their grass track bikes and their bikes and that. Man, I haven't seen that in years. So, yeah, it's time to wake up.
Yes, I think something needs to happen. Got Stuart Harrier, Lawrence Hare's brother. He's just put, hi Lee, Darcy. Who was your idol and who do you think you learned the most from during your career? And congratulations as well, mate. Legend.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I think Crumpy was my idol. Growing up watching DVDs, and I always remember him at Terranzano or Lanigo. Was the first rider I seen bounce off the fence coming into corners. The Lanigo is very slick, so any prop forward is a bonus. And he was bounced off the fence coming into the corner, and I was just like, wow, like that was I see what he's doing. Like, that was really good, and obviously I could do it towards the end of my career too. So, so yeah, Crumpy, you know, was a hard rider but a fair rider. Obviously Australian world champion, had everything about him. So yeah, Crumpy was somebody I looked up to, and who I learnt from the most. Probably, I mean, I obviously secretly learnt a lot from Chris, but I never studied Chris and tried to. I guess I tried to ride like Chris, but I never sat down and watched him and studied him because I've seen him every day. So it would have triggered in my brain what he was doing. But I studied Golub a lot. He's a tall rider. I was quite tall, so when he rode for Torren with me and Chris, and he used to practice different than he raced, and it was always fascinating for me. So yeah, so he used to practice, and he used to practice with his balance and ride different, and it was always interesting to me. Why is he doing that? Yeah, and then just picked up he's playing with his balance and how his body works best on a bike with that engine and different kinds of things. So yeah, probably Golub. Probably Golub. I would say Golub.
Interesting. Got Soren Parfit here. I know he's a Swindon fan. He's put, I bet Swindon was the best track you rode in the UK.
Probably not. Not the worst, but no, Swindon was a good track. I enjoyed it. It was never really turned up there, and it was too shit. Sometimes it was a bit wet, but yeah, it's a good photo. I actually kind of liked my bike setup with the red.
Yeah,
did look good.
Did look good.
But I didn't know what it looked like in blue, so good look.
I'm just going to show the guys some of them pictures while we're talking about it.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's a crack. That was the first day I turned up to practice. When I just landed that day, and the whole team was practicing, and I turned up last. I was late, and everybody packed up and finished, and I turned up on the shit track, and that was
it's pretty slick.
That's a cracking photo. That I'd love to blow that up.
Yeah, definitely, that is mint.
Did you not? Did someone, I can't remember who took that.
No, it's got to be maybe Les Aubrey that does the Swindon one, so he could have been there, especially if he knew you were coming.
I think it was.
So I'm sure we could sort that out with Roscoe. That's a nice one as well. I like the did that in the background earlier. Couple nice ones.
Yeah, that's a good photo. That's a good photo.
Yeah, obviously, a lot of people were saying, because it was obviously not that long you were with Swindon. Even someone like myself, my whole life's been at Swindon as well. My dad and uncle raced there for years. Adams only overtook my uncle's points record at one point. But like seeing all the riders that I have, even from the beginning of the 80s as a young kid, you were definitely one of the best I've ever seen there, without a shadow of doubt. And it was amazing to see you at that time, for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, like 2015 was the first year I really took Speedway serious. Like properly, you know, I was fully
you were proper fit
fully fit. I had studied those 10 months, you know. To be honest, the 10 months I had off was a blessing, and it was meant to be for me to have those 10 months off. Yeah, it forwarded my career. You know, I come back a completely different rider, a completely different guy, completely different businessman. You know, everything about me was completely different. So my approach was different. Yeah. So you know, when I come back, that was the best I'd ever ridden, and I was only getting better. You know, I'd only just starting to figure it out. So it was going to be dangerous, you know, and so yeah, it's unfortunate and shit happens, but I got to, you know, with the short time that I had in Korea and the mark that I left on the sport is like no other. So I'm really proud of that. Yeah, it was good fun.
We better talk about your Poole career. I don't want any of the Poole fans chasing me. They know I'm a Swindon fan. Getting all the Swindon photos out. And even Midlow's on as well. You obviously had a great time at Poole. Everyone knows you're a Poole man through and through. Great times there.
Yeah, the best times, mate. You know, it was to be able to go down there and race for the Manchester United of Speedway. It was, you know, I've heard it being said many times. So it was a privilege, and it fitted me. You know, it was to be able to live at Midlow's. You know, the funny story is in 2009, at the end of the season, when I come down to meet Matt at Frankie and Benny's with Chris and trying to strike a deal. Matt was obviously super keen. I went and had a meeting with Matt in 2008 before I signed for Kings Lynn, for him to be able to buy me and give me a deal, and he said no, it was too expensive. So I went to Lynn, and then it ended up costing him way more money than it 2 years. So I bit him in the ass, but yeah, no. So yeah, 2009, come and met Matt and offered me a shit deal, but I accepted it because I wanted to be at Poole. Matt don't pay nothing to type bastard, but yeah, it's business for him. But he struck a deal and he suckered me in. Well, I wanted to Liverpool, mate. It's the best place in the country with the weather and obviously Chris was there, probably suckered me in a bit too. But yeah, it's 2009 and then 2010 when I went to Poole, Midlow and Susie said no. So at first in 2010, I wasn't living at Midlow's because they said no. They'd heard bad stories about me.
No way.
They didn't want me living at their house. So that's pretty funny. And I was living at MX World, which is Lewis Hall's house, which is where Doyley was and where Chris was living, and I was living there. And then just after about 3 months, I was like, it's not really for me to live here. Like, I don't really want to live with Chris and Doyley, and we're all crammed in and all that kind of shit. And then obviously then I'd raced 3 months of Poole, so Midlow learnt me and figured me out. I was like, he's all right. So Matt then obviously ended up asking Midlow, like, what about now? Can he come and live? They're like, yeah, okay, he's all right. Like, I was okay. It was Susie. Yeah. So then I must have met Susie a couple of times, and she ended up liking me. So then went and lived with them, and that really made my career, to be honest. Like, to be able to have so much freedom at Midlow's. I had my own level there for a while. I was up top, and so I had so much freedom, and obviously, Susie cooking me dinner and treating me like a son, and same as Midlow. Yeah. Was a real base for me, and made it feel like home, and it was home. So, and then we had a pit bike track in the backyard, and so much freedom. Was yeah, I know she does. I love them too. We had some good times, and that was family for me. So, it is family. So, yeah, that was a real base for me. And then obviously over time, getting better at Poole and working my way up. Started at number 2, and then I went to number 3, and then was battling with Waddy with number 5 and 3 because he was being a skirt. Didn't like heat 13s off gate 4 and couldn't cut the mustard. So I had to step up to number 5, and then that's when me and Chris started, getting better together, and the team lifted, and we just got better and better everywhere, and the fans were good. We had the best fan base in England, really, in my eyes. Probably the most people as well, the most fans, especially when me and Chris were at our peak together and bouncing around, and 2 young kids that had attitude and had all the X factor, I guess, So, so that brought more people in, and Matt was happy, bringing more money in, and it was just a good combination of Midlow being so free and the way he team manages and brings the best out of riders in their situations and all that kind of shit. So, yeah, it was meant to be for me. I'm a Aussie boy that lives. I live on the Gold Coast now, and Poole's obviously, near the beach, and the weather's the best down there. And the Bournemouth Beach and Wessex Marine Dave, and we had jet skis, and we had it all, mate. So, yeah, it was just it was fitted into my career, and I was privileged enough to be a part of it, and privileged enough to leave a mark in the sport in England and the world. So, and when me and Chris were doing our thing at Poole, mate, the amount of fans that have developed here in Australia from what me and Chris are doing on Poole is crazy. Like, that's all people remember, is watching Poole Pirates on Sky Sports on Tuesday mornings here, or people watch it after work, really. But it is crazy. I've been to maybe 6 different pubs, and people would come up to me and go, "You're Darcy Ward," and they're going, "Mate, we used to watch you and that. What was that other bloke?" I'd be like, "Hold up, we used to watch you 2 crazy bastards riding a Poole, blah blah." And then when it sort of stopped, they say, "Oh, we don't watch it anymore," and so it's quite sad, but it just shows, what Poole and what me and Chris were doing at Poole for the Aussie scene here too. So, yeah, good times to win a couple of leagues with them too. Obviously, is good, and Matt treated us well, and yeah, I had good times, the best times, mate. That was my speedway career. Was that Poole? So
awesome together.
All great.
I know people loved calling you the Turbo Twins and all that, which suited.
Yeah, it was a bit gay, but it was a bit gay.
Dave Wright put, "I feel humbled watching this. Darcy Ward, a legend. Lee Ashby, thank you." That's a nice one. I was going to remember. I remember your personality was so funny. I actually bailed out of work from Swindon to come down for your first benefit meeting at Poole, the one that got cancelled after a few heats, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
And I think Chris Holder got in the centre green and got you on the phone.
Yeah.
And he was saying about the track, and you were like, "Oh, is it shit? Is it?" And all that. He's going, "Fucking typical," and all that. Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, like we had some problems really with the track.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like we're going too fast for the shit, you know, like it's too rough.
Bit bumpy, yeah.
A bit bumpy, but
Mm.
it wasn't like they weren't trying to work it. Like, you know, we were trying this. I don't know, I can't remember the staff there, but like they were trying to do their job, and Matt was putting dirt on it, and we were trying to do it. We were just trying to figure it out, and we were ripping it up on the outside, and it ended up being too much, too often, and all kinds of things. But yeah, because it was shit, mate. Anybody, like, not many people could come there and be good. You know, I remember like always in my mind, Kenneth Pierre. Every time he come to Poole, he was shit because he's too small. You know, it's too rough and he's too little, and it always sticks in my brain. But yeah, no. So I like Poole's a good track. I loved it, to be honest. Like it had shit moments, but when it was good, it was a great track.
Yeah.
Best shape. There was the best shaped track in England, to be honest. Just the surface was could have been a bit average, but yeah, it was the best shaped track in the country. And yeah, and there's even Nick Morris has a track in his backyard here on the sunny coast, which is Kai Thompson's house. And they sort of based that off Poole a little bit. I've had a couple of changes. When I first went there, it was pretty a bit of a shit size and shape, but and then they asked me what I'd do to it, and I messaged Matt at the time and was getting the shape and size of Poole, and it sort of changed a little bit to make it a Poole, and it is a good track. So
Roscoe did come on and put it was Les Albury, who I thought it would be. Who is the Swindon photographer? So I'm sure
yeah,
Roscoe can set you up with that original one of that. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
no,
Get on it, Roscoe. Get on it, Roscoe. We'll let the tires down on that truck. Right. Was there any certain engines that you had over the period, Darcy? I know a lot of you guys had like nicknames for engines and things like that. Did you have any sort of engines that you got a bit personal with that you loved, and special engines? Or
no, mate, no. Like we said, I was privileged enough to go through the good Johnsy era.
Yeah.
So like all my engines were good. I didn't have any shit engines. Like that's what I mean. Like they're all everybody's engines, setups, this and that. But like when I was riding, I know I might have changed. The sport's changed a little bit. And I do still talk to Chris, and he's struggling a bit, obviously, previously. So, but like, man, I didn't change no setups ever. 195, put the ignition down through the meeting. Rode different engines, different places. Obviously, knew what my engines were. So no, mate, all my engines were good. Like, yeah, like I said, I was privileged enough to go through that good era with Johnsy. So, yeah, no, like I just went off colours, just whatever. I had a blue one at Poole. Yeah, we just know what engine we were mechanic. I didn't even really have to tell him in the end. We know where we're going and what we're going to ride. So, yeah, no, all good. I ended up selling. You know, Brady got one of my best engines. So you know, it's different. You know, Brady was going good there. I sold Brady my best engine when I crashed, and he hated it.
Did he?
He couldn't ride it. So you know what I mean. So so it's not that, you know, the Johnsy stuff was set up for me and Crispy, and we were both pretty loose riders. You know, riding hard and that kind of thing. So you know, not everybody can ride a good engine.
That's interesting, because when I spoke to Joe Screen last night, he said I think it might have been, he even rode on someone like Hans Nielsen's or something like that, and he rode on someone else's, and like they thought it was shit, and it's like this is, and it's just weird how you know your own setups and your own riding styles, and
just a bit of riding style. You know, I didn't really notice it until you know Brady bought my engine and he couldn't ride it. He didn't like it. He said it wasn't good. So, you know, then Nick was unlucky with a couple of my engines. He bought 2 of my engines as well when I crashed, and they blew up. They both blew up straight away, pretty much. So he was unlucky with that. And I've still got a couple too. So Dougie's actually riding one at the moment here in Australia. Yeah.
Do you think the guys sort of sometimes get themselves a bit mentally things when they messing about with the changes too much?
Yeah. Like I said, Speedway's simple, mate. It's one jet, an ignition, and a sprocket. And like the engine tuner's job, like with John dealers, just send it back. It's no good, John Deere, but not often you send it back, like. So yeah, like I've dealt with a lot of riders, like the Pavlicki brothers are terrible for changing stuff and all the time. Yeah, but in saying that, look at Gollop's tried and changed everything, and he's super quick, but he goes through engines like undies. But so yeah,
I used to remember him literally doing a start, didn't he, in the GP? He had about 3 bikes by the pits, like start, go back, start. It's like shit.
He was a head case with that kind of stuff. But in saying that, I mean, you can't, you can say that, but something was working, and he knew what he was doing.
He did, yeah. He obviously had the feeling, yeah. You were sort of let them guys get on with their jobs and just gassed it and got on with it.
Yeah, like it was all easy for me, to be honest. Racing was easy. Making starts was hard. I used to really struggle. Like Midlow would say, like I was fucking asleep, mate, at the start most of the time, and I don't know, I just couldn't figure it out. It took me a long time. Until 2015 when I sat down and going, what am I like? Why? And then learnt Golub from the start, and that because he was tall and that kind of thing. But yeah. So starts were hard. I really picked my brain for a while. I would tested a lot of things. I tried Bachelor. He had different clutch setups for springs. I tried that. I tried Crumpy's clutch setups. I tried Sally's clutch setups. And then end up going back to just standard NEB, which was what Chris was on and Hancock and what I started on. But because I wasn't making starts, I was trying. And then, I went back to standard and didn't end up thinking about it too much. And then Hancock come to Poole and was really picking his brain. And, just over time got a little bit better. But, yeah. So, really frustrated me not making starts. But, the racing side of thing was sort of easy for me. It was all natural talent. I just bloody did it. It was all a blur.
I think that's obviously he's come on. He's put Darcy had a day out on my boat with Doyley and many others. I think he had a broken wrist at the time. He liked to drink.
Yeah, I do remember it was the only time we went out on Hobbsy's boat, I think. I had a broken hand. Doyley, Jimbo, maybe Morris.
I think
Chris.
it was, I think.
Yeah, photo circle not long ago, actually. Got to hang out with Hobbsy and that kind of thing. So, I've had some good times, just traveling the world. A young kid with money too was very dangerous. The partying and being a goose. It is what it is, man. I grew up in Ipswich in Australia, so I was lucky to make it to where I was.
That's brilliant. He's put, who's the biggest who has the biggest chance to win a world championship title if you see the Australian riders? So what do you think? Who do you think will be the next Australian world champion? Greetings from Hungary.
Not sure. I'm not sure if Max has got it in him at the moment. He's still learning. The kid, he was a late developer. So I can't say Max. Do I think Doyley can do it again? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure if Doyley can do it again. It's not that Doyley's not a good rider. It's just that Smarzlik's pretty special, and there's a lot of young kids coming through now. Doyley's not young. I'm just not sure that obviously the kids I'm working with at the minute are super young, and you don't want to be throwing names around and
no
early to be telling, and there's no real. I mean, Jamin what can Jamin do? He's just won a world on 21, and I mean, he's super young, and he's winning races and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. I can't be throwing predicaments out.
Cool. Ian Slater here put, great interview, boys. I remember seeing Darcy ride the Kirky Lane for Swindon. Different gravy that night. I've already said different gravy. That's an English thing. Whole different level. I think we said Bisto gravy.
Is that Bellevue?
Yes, Bellevue, yes.
Yeah, I've actually got the DVD of Bellevue. Yeah, like when I come back in 2015, rode for Swindon. Yeah, I was on a different level, that's for sure, and definitely in England. Yeah, I do remember actually a couple of people coming up to me not long after riding at Bellevue and going, never seen someone ride Bellevue like that. So, yeah, obviously we know I had a lot of compliments like that. I was doing some funny things in that spirit, but yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
That's a nice one here from Adam Poulter on YouTube. He put, the Speedway world will always love you, Darcy. You're looking a lot better and happier. So sorry for your injury. We all felt that as a Speedway family and will always be behind you. #43.
Yeah, cheers, Adam. Yeah, it's like I said, left a big mark on a short career. So yeah, pretty privileged to be able to do that.
Yeah, very cool. Mark Collins put, what's Darcy's thought on the electric Speedway bikes?
Rubbish. No, not happening. Nah, I didn't even know there was any, but no.
Trying to do it on motocross as well, Darcy. They're trying to do, obviously, bringing in the electric ones from motocross. So
yeah, that's all that green.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the earth, mate. They've been telling us it's been warming up for fucking decades. Load of bollocks.
Sarah Chromia put, do you remember doing the Harlem Shake and posting it on YouTube?
Yeah. Well, it's funny that she does that. Yeah, that's a funny story, mate. We were out and I did that Harlem Shake at about 7 in the morning. We were blind. Me and my mates, I was in Australia, me and my mates went out that night. And then we just got home and the Harlem Shake had just come out. And one of my mates is a DJ. Okay. So he's all into that kind of shit. And he was like, let's do a Harlem Shake. So we ended up doing a Harlem Shake in my dad's garage on my bikes and all that kind of stuff. So a messy one, that one.
That's brilliant. Oh, Brock Nichols just come on. He said, Darcy, you just recently said after your 10 months off and when you came back, you were just figuring it out then. Well, what had you then figured out with all the studying that made you have them thoughts? Personally, I thought that you were already the most talented guy on a speeder bike that I'd ever witnessed. And I'm curious to what else you had learned in the 10 months.
Yeah, just like I said about Golub, like when he was practicing, when he rode for Torrent, he would practice like slower and like he would ride to the bike. Like it's hard to explain, but he would ride and not full throttle and have his left leg out, and like he would be balancing and just figuring it out, and like he would hang off it a bit, but not too much, and he would just like sit back and he would ride slower in his brain. Do you know what I mean? Like he would slow himself down and just try. He would always figure out his balance and what worked, and always swinging his left leg and trying to figure out his balance of, when his left leg was out more, it turned him more, and when he put it back, it moved his weight back, and just figuring out his weight. How critical your weight position can be on a speedway bike. Which is what I learned, to use my weight. And then I learned a lot about my right leg and, off the corner when you would use your weight, off to the back left a little bit. And then when you'd be able to pick yourself up a bit more and put more weight on the back wheel and really use your right leg, forcing weight through the rear wheel, which was what I learned a lot about, just watch him Golub and how he used his balance. And then just trying to do it for myself. Once I had a switch in my brain of what he was trying to do and use his balance, then it made me think about my balance a lot. So just balance, man. Just trying to use my weight properly on the back wheel and keeping the bike upright when it was meant to be upright. And that kind of stuff. And I remember Doyley, after I crashed, messaged me saying how he liked how I used my back wheel, and Doyley started noticing it. And me and Doyley were going back and forth on a couple of messages about it all, about balance and the rear wheel being, obviously more grip when the bike's straight upright. So yeah, just that kind of stuff, and
getting into the fine details.
Yeah, trying to finesse what worked for me, and trying to see what Golub did. Like I said, I was really impressed with Golub all the time and the way he rode. So, and being a tall rider, I wanted to, I can't ride like Wolfie or Nicky or Greg, so it's a little bit different for me.
Neil's just come on. He's put, Darcy didn't have to try to be as good. He was that good. When he decided to take it serious and try, he was fucking awesome, and nobody was going to beat him.
Yeah. And see, Midlow, obviously, he's seen it all, he's seen it firsthand, and he had more insight than anybody. So, when I come back in 2015, he would have been like, holy fucking, what's going on? So, and, obviously, it was a bit of a blessing for me to go to Swindon just to have a year off from Poole. And obviously, I would have come back in 2016 and been super hungry with Poole and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, no, it was cool, mate. I was on a different level in 2015 for sure, but I still come to Poole for Swindon and got smoked. I didn't beat Chris or Magic all night, and it ate me, I remember Roscoe going to me after, don't worry about it. I'm like, fucking didn't win a race. That's another thing, mate. They were riding Poole every week, and you go there as an away rider, and it's fucking shithole. It's a shithole. It was hard. I didn't make any starts, and Magic and Chris are quick, and it's hard to pass a quick ride around Poole. That's for sure.
I'm just glad you come to Swindon at that time, mate, because we literally was privileged to see that. You was absolutely smoking.
It
was awesome.
Had some good rides, so good. Then Poole come to Swindon, and they didn't beat me at Swindon. So I think that was our first match at Swindon. Chris would have beat me in Heat 1, but he broke down. But Chris always beats me in Heat 1 because he outgates me, and he fucking knows it.
He just holds it on the white line for the full.
Well, he beat me at Poole, the first race at Poole. With Chris, for me, Chris was the only rider that I couldn't pass, because somehow he could block. He just fucking knew. He knew where I was. He was so good at he knew what I was going to do and what I'm doing behind him, and I could never pass him when I went there for Swindon at Poole, and I was super fast in the first heat, and I was all over him. But what was I going to do? He just kept blocking me, and there's even a couple races in Grand Prix where, he just blocking my run and just knows what to do and where to put the bike, and that's going to stop me. And that's just many years of hanging out.
Exactly that. Knows where you're going to be. Yeah. Brooke just put, cheers. Always enjoy studying your racing. Someone's mentioned about you.
That's the thing now, mate. There's a couple kids here I'm helping, young Tate and Dougie and Dougie's, always saying that now they're studying me, there's a lot of things on YouTube of me and what I was doing. So, there's a lot of riders studying me. Even, like we said, we just had Doyley. Doyley was even trying to figure out what I was doing, So, so now riders are studying me and my balance and the way I used to, get grip off corners and what I was doing. So.
Michael Cox has just come on as well and put, I must echo Neil's comments. We've had some very good riders who have raced the Wimborne Road track down the years, but he was, for me, the most naturally gifted rider I've seen in a Pirates bib. His potential was enormous.
Yeah, I did some stupid shit at Poole around that track.
Someone's remembering the way at Coventry, I presume, with Swindon?
I don't think I ever had a big crash at Poole.
Didn't you?
Not a big, nah. Maybe one down corner 3, but I kept right. Oh, I went to hospital once. I did go to hospital once. I'm pretty happy about that because I did some stupid shit.
I was going to say, you boys plastered around there. Shit.
So
all them years.
Lucky, really.
Someone's mentioned about when you was riding for Swindon, you went to Coventry, different class, just to see you looking happy and enjoying that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well.
Yeah. So that was only like 4 days before I crashed. So I was definitely at my peak, and like I just said about riders studying me. Dougie always says to me, we've been working on a lot of things, and he always says, I always go back to that meeting at Coventry when I rode for Swindon, and there's a video on YouTube of just my heats, and even I watch it and I'm understanding what I'm doing, and fucking hell, nobody rides a bike like that. So I'm doing everything really right, and everything I'm telling Dougie, he goes back to that video, and because I've told him it, he sees it. So yeah, it's a video that he goes back to, and yeah, it's doing some good things on the spare bikes for sure. So that'll be a good video.
Yeah, when you come to Swindon, I even just saw your style. It was just you just smooth things out, and you could just see that you it was just so calculated.
Yeah, obviously, I had a lot of time on the bike, so yeah, just man, I got good at motocross, and motocross was harder. So when I got on speedway, it just seemed easier for me. So yeah.
David Notley on YouTube's put, hey Darcy, both you and Lee both use Peter John's engines. Lee was also just brilliant in league meetings in Poland and over here. I love all this engine stuff. It was what Speedway is all about.
Yeah. Lee was on Johnsy's as well. So Johnsy was there's there's a lot of good engine tuners at the moment. But yeah, no, good.
Callum put, how would you prepare for me before a meeting?
Just eat light. Obviously trying to keep light, but I mean not too much preparation really. Like, just routine. I had superstitions and just a routine. But I teach some of these kids here. It's nice to have a routine. So when it comes to important meetings, everything you're doing, you've done it before. You've done it many times. So just makes it a bit familiar of what you're doing. But I mean, I had funny superstitions. I used to get on the back of my bike. Used to step over the back of my bike to get on it.
Did you?
My goggles are on my left hand. I put my right glove on first. But yeah, so just a couple funny things like that. Yeah, that's probably the only ones. Never had anything getting changed. No socks or anything. I didn't like green, although I'm in the background. I'm wearing a green suit. Didn't like wearing green socks or anything.
I was going to ask you, what was your? I know obviously you had the thing with Chris as well, but it was what riders were your favourite to team ride with?
I don't know. No one really team rode with me. My team rode them.
Yeah, that was just fast.
You know what I mean? Like that's probably a true statement. That. Yeah. Chris. Chris is the only one that ever team rode with me. And any good anyway. I mean, I did a couple with Hancock. Not really. Mate, no one ever team rode me.
You were doing the team ride in.
Yeah. No one ever team rode me. Only Chris, but I mean, yeah. Chris, for sure, we team. I picture in a couple of races. But especially at Kings Zimmer, we won the best pairs. He team rode we there. A couple when we did the best pairs. But yeah, no one else. No one team rode me.
Charles has just come on. He put DW, you're dead set legend, and he put you're too fast for them.
Maybe no one team rode me. Chris did, but many times. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I remember you team riding quite a few guys at Swindon actually.
Yeah, like Wow, man, I can picture a lot of people, really. Yeah, I guess I was a good team player, but yeah, it's good off the throttle too, I guess. Like I didn't just ride speedway where you flat out. I rode dirt track and rode on my pit bikes a lot. So like, off the throttle was a thing for me too, but good throttle control. A lifetime of throttles.
Even my mum's on loving it. She's put all Ziggy's on, so I'm just going to get Dennis Sagalos has come on. Ziggy. He's put, hey Lee, Ziggy here. You always have great riders and legends on your show. Darcy, so sorry about your injury. Never had the pleasure to meet you, but from what I heard, you were a superstar. You still are a superstar in life. You are a wonderful example of keeping positive and work hard every day. All the best, buddy. Very nice.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Yeah, no. Yeah, thanks, mate. I mean, nice words there, but yeah, it was just yeah, it's just who I was, I guess.
Stephen Zetterwall's put, hi Darcy, congratulations on the baby. Which was the best track you rid on in Sweden? Comes from Sweden, I think, Stephen.
I rode a Dakar. I didn't really like it too much. It was alright. When it was prepared nice, it was good. Actually, it was alright track. Mo Tyler was alright. What was the best one though? I don't know really. Best of it, no. No. Yeah, maybe Manila when it was prepared light. Sometimes when Andreas was there, AJ was there. He liked it deep out wide, and it was just not fun to ride. But when you let it develop the dirt itself, it was quite a nice track to ride. So I'll go with Manila. It can be a good race track.
Yeah, good shape, wasn't it? Decent shape.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Turbo Twins are Speedway Hall of Famers. They certainly are. They certainly are.
Yeah, everybody. It's just everybody knows us as that, but we didn't really. I've never really said it. I think that was even Midlow. Someone did a scooter of us with all kinds of shit.
Your memories, obviously, for riding for Australia as well. Was that cool for you to represent your country? And
yeah, it was always a buzz to be able to race and represent your country, and have the week with the boys too was always fun. There's some good photos. That's a cracker.
Beauty.
That's obviously a bad moment. That's a good photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the week with Boise and then Lemo was always fun. And Batch we brought good humor as well, and then to be able to race with Crumpy when we raced a gorge off in the Australian suit was good. That's actually a day at Brisbane with Crumpy doing coaching. Yeah, no, it was a privilege, mate. Like, we got paid pennies for it, and it cost us money to do it, but it wasn't about that. It was about it was about representing your country and giving the fans here in Australia something to cheer about. And we were, mate, I think, how many seconds has Australia got in the World Cup was unbelievable.
Crazy.
Unbelievable, mate. Like, we just can't win one. Like, before my time with Lee, Sully, and Crumpy and Wilshire, I think they got like 5 seconds, and then I got 3 seconds with Australia when I had my short career. So, yeah, we got close many times, but just didn't have that X factor at the end. But I enjoyed the time and represent my country and just being a part of it. And yeah, traveling around with the boys was mostly what it was about. And even when it wasn't around the World Cup, all us Aussies stick together and have fun. So
you obviously won a lot as a team rider and as an individual. Did you prefer either one or the other, or did you like the both the same? Or
say that again.
Sorry, I meant as you obviously won as an individual rider and as in part of a team. Did you prefer to ride as an individual or in a team, or did you like both? Or
Yeah, I liked both. Like I wasn't
yeah.
obviously my team riding shows that I'm not selfish, so
Yeah,
it wasn't all about there's so much team riding over there. Like it's all about team riding really, unless you're in the Grand Prix. So.
mm.
So you learn to be a team member and be a part of the team and help everybody out. But yeah, the ultimate goal was to be world champion, and at the end of the day, you're winning races for your team, earning money for yourself. So at the end of the day, it's for yourself that as well. But you try to put the team front forward and do your best for everybody involved. But yeah, no one better than the other. I enjoyed both. I was privileged enough to be in probably all of the best clubs in every country and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then so, win a Grand Prix and get a couple podiums and showcase my skills at the top level was also a privilege too.
Did you enjoy sort of entertaining the fans in general? Because you was always good for a wheelie and giving the fans a little bit of a show as well.
Yeah, that was a privilege to be able to have people that are a fan of yours or look up to you and pay your wages and ask for your autographs and high fives and whatever it comes with it. But yeah, I enjoyed it, mate. Like I towards the end of my career, I really took it on board. I feel like I was not really a dick to people. I always had time and shit like that. So yeah, I just took it on board. If you can become, I guess even towards the time off the bike, the 10 months, I will showcase my skills on the bike, and was trying to be better, but I also was trying to be a complete package. I sort of when it got taken away from me, it made me respect everything that come with it. So
Sit back and
yeah, I realized what was taken away. When you lose something, you realize what you had. So like when I had that 10 months off, it was a blessing and it was meant to be for me. I needed the time away to realize what I had and to realize what I could be and what everything was going to be. So yeah, so that included being respectful to people and maturing and becoming a man. So yeah, it was all part of it.
It's an interesting one from Andy's. But who was your favourite motocross rider? Do you watch all the Supercross and that, Darcy, and stuff like that? You got
perfect here in Australia because it's on a Sunday at about midday, so it's perfect.
Yeah, beautiful.
Get your shit done and sit down and have a beer. So yeah, I'm a Roxon fan. I actually own a couple of Suzukis because of Roxon, and before that was Pastrana. When I was growing up, Pastrana was something I looked up to and liked his attitude, and why I ended up having Suzukis. I've got nice signed and all.
GP one from when he was in KTM.
Yeah,
signed as well. Yeah, it's going to be one of the competitions we got. Pretty sick. Yeah,
I've got a number plate of Roxon signed.
Have you?
And I got some Pastrana goggles signed during the frame.
Nice.
So yeah, Roxon. It was a Suzuki sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Adam Poulter's got a good question. He put, "What do you think about Crumpy's comeback?" Then D-Dub.
I questioned it for a while because I don't want Crumpy not to be Crumpy, but he's still earning some good money, the bastard. But he's fully deserves it. It's 3-time world champion. But yeah, I questioned it probably last year. I questioned it. I think it's a blessing that it didn't happen for him because I'm a bit worried that maybe it wouldn't have been the fairy tale that he liked. But now he's had some good bike time here in the summer. He's gotten better. For sure, he's gotten better. He's gotten a lot sharper. His balance is he's back a lot more. And I spoke to him not long ago, and that's what he really noticed. Like his balance is coming back more. So yeah, so it'll be interesting now to see where he's going to be at. I'm not a real big fan of him riding at Plymouth. I think it's a bit dangerous for him, but it's too small, It's too much going on. But yeah,
Biani's gone there as well. Biani's gone there as well.
Yeah, Biani's gone there. So I don't know how they pulled that off, but yeah. So good on him. Like, I mean, the sport sort of needs it, to be honest. Like, it's in a bit of a funny place in England, in my eyes. Probably everybody's eyes. That's especially involved at a high level. But yeah, it's good to if he wants to ride, he knows himself better than anybody. So yeah, I'm excited for him. I was a bit, like I said, nervous last year, but this year will be a little different. We'll see what he's got.
He's got a bit more time to have a practice in that. Charles has put golfing driving range in Sweden. What's that about?
That'll be the World Cup. Yeah, far out. I remember. Yeah, just being gooses. See, Charlesy travelled around with us to World Cups. He was like GP Charlesy, and he was our slapper.
Loves a freebie, Charlesy.
Oh yeah.
Has he asked you for his at yet?
He's asked for many things. But it was another thing that was another thing that was good about the World Cup was Charlesy as well.
Yeah, good laugh.
Entertainment, like it was a whole week of good time, fun. He's GP bitch. So and Charlesy's a character. Charlesy's funny. So, it just made the week. It just made the week fun. Yeah. And was a break from all the other shit we're dealing with during the years of trying to win races every week. But yeah, so it was a fun week. It was good.
Adam Poulter's put, do you remember the saying spin bog lift, Darcy?
Yeah, I do. I haven't heard that. That's Boise. Bit of spin bog lift. That's where that comes from.
Oh, okay. Dave Wright put, do you still hear from Monster Joe?
Not as much as we probably should be in contact. But yeah, I spoke to him a little bit lately just about the Grand Prix and just about Italy. I knew about that probably 2 months before I got called off, but everybody knew it probably wasn't going to happen. But yeah, so not as much as I should do, but it's all gravy.
Adam Poulter put, what happened with the Ipswich contract that the time that you signed and then all of a sudden you said you couldn't ride for us? Don't remember that. But...
I don't remember signing for Ipswich. I don't think I did that. I think that's a rumour.
There's plenty of them, isn't there?
I don't think I signed for Ipswich. I don't even remember going there and talking about money. Who would that have been? Chris Lilly? No.
I don't remember that. Brock Nickel put, what was your reasoning for always running a small sprocket setup instead of a big sprocket setup? He's picking your brain now.
Chris ran them. I ran them. Crumpy was running them too, though, which is why Chris ran them, because Crumpy ran them. When they raced at Rosslav together. And then, I just ran them too. Did a little bit of testing with them too. Could have been, they're not as aggressive when you hit a bit of dirt, a little bit. Just with the ratio. If a bigger sprocket, it's a bit more of a pickup. A smaller sprocket, it's harder to lift. Yeah, so that's probably all about it. There was no real reason. I ran them in 2009 and then went to Poole. But when I went to Poole, I was on Hagen's too. So I just said, give me what Chris has got. Yeah, that's sort of it, really. But throughout my career, I tested big sprockets a little bit, but didn't really notice too much of a difference, to be honest.
Charles, you put YOLO, DW, YOLO. You only live once.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's talking about my tattoo I've got or not, but
okay.
Yeah, well, I got a tattoo on my ass of YOLO and the Stickman #1. I've got it. Nick Morris has got it. Batch has got it, and my brother's got it. And I don't know if Paul Lee's got it. No, one of Batch's mates got it. That come to. It was a Torrent GP when Chris won the World Championship, and it was like midday, maybe before midday. We're like, oh, I'll go get some lunch. Blah blah blah. Went and had some lunch. Went and had some lunch. And then we're like, oh, we'll just go have a couple of drinks and before we go to the Grand Prix. I don't know why, but I think it was Batch. It would have been Batch because he's a dick. We were walking and there was tattoo parlor. And Batch he was probably the only one with tattoos. He's like, let's all get a tattoo. And like literally everyone went, yep, righto. Walked in this tattoo parlor and Batch can talk a little bit of lingo. So he was jibber jabbering with this guy and fuck mate, it was like 20 slotties or 100 slotties for a tattoo. And we sat down with like Batch hit him up, mate, can we drink in here or what? And he's like, it's from Poland, of course you can. So we went and bought a bottle of JD. And we all sat up in this tattoo parlor for 2 hours and took turns and getting a tattoo on our ass and fuck me dead at it. It's the only tattoo I've got. Fucking hell.
Jesus, we having another one too soon.
We all got a tattoo to pretty much celebrate Holder's world title, really.
That's brilliant. This is a good one, wasn't it? A nice, good one.
Yeah, got a helmet sitting in underneath my TV.
Still got it, yeah.
Yeah, still got it. So
nice.
It's in my TV cabinet. Yeah, no, that was pretty cool to win a golden helmet. Yeah, it was end of 2013, and yeah, you win a bike with it too. It's a pretty iconic race, really. Unless you win it, there's no money in it. So, yes, it was pretty cool to win that. And I remember you do a lap on the bike afterwards and went to do a wheelie, and the helmet's so heavy, so I nearly flipped it because of the weight. Caught me off guard. So I had to pull. Yeah, nearly flipped it, but yeah, no, it's pretty cool just to knock something over like that, I guess.
Did you get involved in like stuff like that? Like it was a nice design there on your Kevlars. Did you get involved in that sort of thing? Or?
Yeah, so like all my stuff I did myself. Like the whole design, except for that yellow stuff. The design is the graphics of my helmet. So that his name's Peter Slim. Slim Graphics. He's in Czech Republic, from Prague. So Monster Joe gets his helmets painted through him, and he obviously followed me a little bit and realized that I was a wild child. So he made this design, and that A is the anarchy, and the barbed wire and the girls was just sort of fitted into what was going on in my bloody life and how I rode a bike. So. But yeah, like all the colors and shit. Like I sat in my shed with my next door neighbor, sat there with a pen and paper and pencils, and just did a couple of designs and did it ourselves. So yeah, another thing that I was trying to do on my off time. When I had 10 months off, I was just trying to perfect everything. So
Charles, wants to know who's your money on for this year for the GP.
Yeah, nah, Smarzy. Got to be Smarzy. I just can't see anybody beating him,
It could be 3 in a row as well, Darcy. That's pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I would just gonna like say, it'd be interesting to see what Lambert. I just don't think he can win a world title just yet. Wolfie can. Wolfie's definitely got it in him. Yeah, like they're the only two that really, come off my brain. I mean, Freddie's come a long way, since he stopped riding in England and stopped having to turn a bike every week. He's really opened up, and he's able to ride tracks better, and he's changed his style a lot. So he's getting better, but I don't know. I don't know what engine he's on either. If he's not on Kowalski, he's probably not going to win.
Someone's mentioned about obviously Madsen's pretty super quick when he's not injured.
Yeah, I mean Madsen's quick, but I just can't see it.
Whole series, yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't want Madsen anymore. I raced with Madsen at Poole, so I got to see Madsen and like he's a good guy, he's a great guy. But like just the way he rides the bike and the way he sits on the bike and his style, like I just don't see that as a world champion for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I understand and I'm a perfectionist with the sport. Like if Madsen's our world title, I just the way he rides a bike, I think it would be a shame to Speedway win a world title. But he's a good guy. I don't take that from him. Just stylistic wise, yeah. I just can't picture it.
What's he saying, Neil? Who's saying liar?
I remember when with Madsen, one time at Midlow's house, we were drinking after KO Cup, I think, and we just won from Midlow's having a party, and Chris was walking around with goggles on because on my rooms out there, and I had some motocross stuff up. Chris is walking around with my goggles on around his head, and I grabbed the fire extinguisher at the top floor of Midlow's house, and Chris popped his head. I was like, Chris, and he popped his head around the corner like coming up the stairs. And he's like, what? And I went, I sprayed it. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, I didn't think it was going to go off like that. I thought it was just going to go like just a little bit, but it just went everywhere. And Midlow, I think Madsen was like just getting into bed or something, and then he's seen like all the fire extinguishers, and he'd come running downstairs going, "Oh, Midlow does the best. Midlow, house on fire, house on fire." Oh, we just cracked.
Charles just put Neil Middleditch. There's no liars in Speedway, and then Neil just put fire extinguisher, you twat.
Oh my. Bloody, it was a powder one, so it just went everywhere. It was all over.
Oh my god!
All 3 levels.
Is this one of the reasons why you weren't supposed to move in to start with?
Yeah, one of about 4 big problems like that. I think the next one was I come back from a night in town with my mechanic, and we were in Wimborne, not far from Midlow's. It was about 3 a.m. It was firework week or whatever, and like, I go and spend £1,000 on fireworks, me. So, yeah, and then it's like 3 a.m. I let off one of the biggest ones I had, the big rockets. Like, got a big post on it, you stick it in the thing, stick it in the ground, and then you light it, and you go woo! It went bang! It's like I was like, oh fuck! And then I was like sneaking inside. And I heard Midlow coming down, running down the stairs, going, "Where are you, you little fucking cunt?" Oh, fuck. So
you must have kept him on his toes for years.
Yeah.
Do you feel any older, Neil, after having Darcy there all them years?
Oh, it was a good time. Susie wasn't impressed.
No, but they don't like the fireworks, do they, the old dogs? Yeah. If I had to push you, Darcy, who would you say the best 3 riders were that you've ever competed against in your career?
Say that again.
If I had to push you and say who are the 3 best riders that you ever raced against in your career, who would you say if I pushed you on that?
I mean, probably like Wolfie. Yeah, like, for me, we were coming up together, and we're probably rivals. But like Wolfie was always pushing me. Yeah, but when we were racing, he wasn't at his best either. So, but 2013 and 14, he was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, Emil, I think for Emil not to win a world title for what he's done and how good he is harsh. So Emil's a very good rider, one of the best.
Think he can still do it?
I don't know. I don't know whether he's past his time. Yeah, he can still do it. Whether he's going to do it is another thing. Yeah. Not too sure, but he's got it in him. But yeah, he can do it. He can do it. He can be top 3. See, your top 4 for me: Smarzik, Wolfie, Emil, Freddie. So any of them can win it, really. But yeah, and then third, yeah, I'm not too sure, really. I mean, obviously Chris is good through my, when we were coming through, he was really good, really. So, yeah. And then when I raced against Chris, he was at his best. So,
yeah.
Chris.
I think sort of at the moment, it's sort of we can sort of probably pick out possibly even maybe 7 or 8 winners of a GP, can't we? Sort of on a given night, but can they put it together over a series is another matter. That's what we're sort of thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're all good on given nights, but and different. Is it? I don't know where the Grand Prix is going to be at. That's a different challenge too. Like Lagu, if they're all in Poland, Laguta's good. Magic can.
Say Magic could probably win.
Yeah. But then if you bring in the Danish tracks, they're a bit tighter. People can have different Grand Prix there. Where if they're all in Poland, they're faster. But I'm a fan of this year. With what's going on, just run them all in COVID, but in Poland. But bring back Lejno, Bitgosh. You know what I mean? Just run them in Poland. All these boys race there anyway. It's not like anybody's got a different advantage. It's just that I guess some riders are better at bigger tracks than than the smaller ones. Where if you go to like the Danish one at Horsons, it's very small, and Laguta and Magic might struggle a bit more than if it was at Lejno. So there's your advantages and disadvantages, but they all race all these tracks, so to be world champion, you don't complain about where it's at, you just deal with it. So to be a world champion, you got to be the best at everything.
Charles is asking you whether you think Chris Holder will get back in the GPs.
I think this year is truly his make or break, but I like to think that they're all going to be able to race too. There's a lot of shit going on, but this is the best year he's prepared in probably 7 years, and he's on Kowalski's this year, which was sort of a key thing for him in the minute. And he's been telling me he's been training, but I'd like to see him without his shirt off to see whether he has. If he says he has, then you got to believe him. So, really, really a make and break for him. And, with no GP challenge spots, he's probably going to have to qualify. I'm not sure if they'll give him a wild card. So it won't be next year. It won't be in the Grand Prix. If there's that, it'll be the year after, and then it's too late. And how many years he got left after that to be at his best? It's a real touchy one for him. But, he might get it. It'd be nice to see him be able to get if the Grand Prix comes back in a couple of years and he doesn't make it in the series, might be able to get a wild card and wherever it is. Sorry. Yeah, it's a tough one. Not things gone his way to be able to make it happen. That's for sure.
If you could give advice to any youngster out there who wants to make it as a pro speedway rider, what would you actually say to them guys, young lads? I know you deal with a lot of them.
Yeah, just bike time, mate. Like, don't just do speedway, do motocross, ride your push bike. And live it, eat it, eat healthy. Even with Dougie lately, like, keep watching speedway, like watch all these top guys, watch the Grand Prix during the week, and just breathe it. Like, if you can't be at the track, watch it. I've amount of DVDs I've watched as a kid growing up back to back. I only had a couple of DVDs, but I've watched them 1,000 times. You know what I mean? So watching Loransky when I was a kid and shit like that. So just breathe it, just live it all and enjoy it, and try mimic good riders,
good habits.
The more you watch something and brainwash it, you'll do it.
I'll just ask you a couple more. Really appreciate your time, mate. It's been awesome. Really enjoyed it. What is there any other sports you enjoy watching? I know you mentioned motocross and supercross, but
Yeah, I watch motocross. I watch the UFC a fair bit.
Yeah.
I don't really miss a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Get the boys round. Another good thing about Australia, I mean, American sports, we are normally Sundays here at 1:00, so we normally go to the pub and watch it, or have the boys round here and have a couple. So it's perfect. Yeah, most sports, mate. Like I know MotoGP on this weekend, so it'd be good to see what Miller's going to do on the Ducati on the factory. I watch
Do you
Speedway.
like the whole McGregor in that? Do you like Conor McGregor's? And
Yeah, I'm on the bandwagon of McGregor. I've got a glove signed by him.
Have you?
In a frame.
Nice.
So, I got a couple of t-shirts of it as well.
Sweet.
I bought the proper 12 when it first came out. Got it in from America.
What's that like?
Yeah, it's all right. Whiskey with Coke's all right. It's a bit rough on the rocks, but they all are. Yeah, so I'm on that bandwagon, mate. Changed the game.
Love that. Yeah, he did. He's great guy. Did you like the mechanical side of the sport? Like, did you enjoy that side? Could you get into all that side, or did you just leave it to the mechanics? Or
I can see Midlow right now going, they did fuck all.
He's playing with fireworks. Yeah.
Not really, mate. Like, look, I was lucky enough that in 2009, when my first year, my dad came over, mechanic for me, and was running me around. And then I was in Poland with full mechanics. And then the year after, I had a mechanic full time and I had a mechanic the whole time. So, wasn't Midlow. Yeah. So, but in saying that, like, I knew what was going on, and I was
relay how it felt and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew, like, I was really particular about my clutch, although I couldn't make starts. Like, I was really particular about it.
Yeah.
So I was always invested in it. But I still worked on my pit bikes and cleaned my motocross bikes, and I still got my mechanics to do it sometimes too. But yeah, so I knew what I was doing. I've been in brown bikes my whole life. I know what the John Dory is, but yeah, I'm paying people to do shit. Fucking, I'm not doing it.
Exactly that. Yeah, exactly. Makes sense. Someone's actually just put, Darcy, who you got, AJ or Fury?
Fury.
Yes.
Easy.
Love Fury.
Easy.
Glad we like the same things on there.
Yeah, mate. Fury's. I was watching his last couple fight. Yeah,
against Wilder. Wow.
Outboxed him easy.
Massively, yeah.
And the first one, he sort of didn't go in there to outbox. Well, he had two different approaches, right? A smart boxer learns faster than the other guy, and he hosed him.
Yeah, he just went forward that last time and totally smoked him, as you say. Really appreciate your time, Darcy. What a legend you are. Privileged to get to meet you and especially see you at Swindon as well, mate. It was unbelievable. Awesome. Unbelievable.
Yeah, man. I wish I could relive the days again, of course, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Get them DVDs out. I like the reminisce on them.
Yeah. There's actually a guy at the moment, is Martin Rogers.
Yeah.
Martin Rogers. He makes the old school DVDs at the moment that are going around. He's actually doing a DVD of me at the moment. So we've been doing interviews, and he's been interviewing a lot of people around me and doing a couple of stuff. So yeah, keep hoping there'll be a DVD coming out probably end of the year. I'm not too sure.
That sounds good. We'll have to get on to that then, mate. Anything you want to say before we go? Any shout outs or anything?
No, mate. All good. All good.
Really appreciate your time, buddy. I'll share this out tomorrow. I know it's still morning for you. Tomorrow our time, I'll share it out there and all that. There's been loads on all night, live all night. It's been awesome. Up to 200 people on live all night. And we'll get it out there as well tomorrow.
All good. Thanks for everybody still sticking by me, really, and keeping invested. So keep going.
Neil, top job, guys. Thanks, Neil. Awesome to get you on, buddy. Take it easy and enjoy the rest of your day, buddy. Thanks a lot, Darcy. Top man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. Cheers. What a ledge. Cheers, Darcy. What an absolute legend. To get Darcy Ward on. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. What a rider he was. Whew. I don't think I wouldn't say which way that boy went. So pleased that he got to come to Swindon for that. Sorry, Poole fans, but when he come to Swindon for that time before his accident, unbelievable. Seen some amazing riders around Swindon. Lee Adams to name one. But Darcy Ward, wow, he was on it. Like I said, very interesting to see about the specifics he went into when he was really knuckling down and taking in the small details, as he said. You could definitely see that before his crash, that he was so on it. Unbelievable. Such a shame as well. Such a rider. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, amazing. Over 2 hours with Darcy. Loving life. Top guy he is. Always says it how it is as well, which is nice to get just an honest, open interview with him. Great guy as well. Good for a bit of fun as well, which is all good. Most of the Aussies are easygoing. Good laugh. Top viewing. Big thanks. That worth bunking off work for. I'm glad you got off work to see the live. I remember getting off work to go and see Darcy's benefit at Poole that night, even though they ended up going all the way there and then cancelled it after about 6 heats, I think, that night. But definitely would do that all over again for sure. Thank you very much, Darcy. Thanks for making this happen. No problem, mate. Pleasure's all mine for sure. A lot of you guys really enjoyed that, it seems. Neil Purty was the best I ever saw and would have been the best ever. Yeah, we have to agree with that, Neil, 100%. What a rider, mate. He was literally like, couldn't have been any more on it at the time as well. Such a shame. Life can be so cruel at times. But he's definitely looks like everything's going well for Darcy. Positive. He's doing his promoting his own meetings and everything. Brilliant that he's in the sport. Love that. And with a baby on the way as well. All looking good for Darcy. He's got obviously a lovely wife. And obviously clearly a lot of support around him and a lot of love for him all around the world, that's for sure. Always will have that, won't he, as well. Another fantastic show. Thank you both. Cheers, Jed. Thank you very much, Mark. Nice comments about Darcy. Pit Ben stopped the bike on the spot and didn't come off. No, he was some rider, mate. Yeah, exactly what we just said, Phil Ailkin. Great to see Darcy now promoting and staying in the sport, involved in etc. He was the George Best of Speedway. Yep, for sure. Just to let you know, on Monday evening, 7 p.m. UK time, I've just spoke to yesterday Bradley Wilson Dean. Obviously, he's out in New Zealand. He said that time works out for him, so that's all good. He's multinational champion out of New Zealand, so I'll get to speak to Bradley Wilson Dean. Have a good chat with him this Monday, 7 p.m. That's the only one I've organised at this moment. But I will keep you all updated. On my bike competition, there's only 19 tickets left for the Sebastian Tortelli 250 Kawasaki two-stroke JHK replica. So if you guys want to check that out, there's only 19 tickets left. I have also said now as well that if someone gets a ticket and wins the bike, they will also get a free entry into our big reunion meeting coming up in September as well. And by the way, if any of you Speedway fans want to come to my Motocross and Speedway Memories reunion meeting, it's going to be in the UK, obviously, in September, the 4th and 5th of September. It's going to be a 2-day meeting down in Devon, Newton Abbot. Great motocross track, a lot of history there at Whiteway Barton. All the top greats of UK motocross have raced there in the British Championships and the famous Patrick Crook Trophy and stuff like that. There's even going to be some Speedway guys going down there. I know a lot of the Speedway ex-Speedway pros are coming down to watch. I've spoken to Ronnie Corrie, quite a few guys. We're going to have some Speedway memorabilia there, some bikes there, some mannequins with kits on and all sorts of stuff. So you can come on down. Definitely hook you guys up down there. Roscoe is having a ride in the Legends group we got going with some ex-pros and motocross as well. We got, I know Chris Lewis coming down to have a ride as well, so it'd be interesting. Those guys both raced motocross before they went to speedway, so that'd be interesting. Is that UK time? Yep. If you're asking the UK time, yes. Another night off work. Yeah, so yeah, and if, like I said, if you want to go on my YouTube channel, check it out, Motocross and Speedway Memories on YouTube, or you can put my name in that comes up. Search it. You can subscribe for free. You go on there. There's interviews going back about 9 months now. Did loads of Skype ones. I was just showing these guys the other day because I know there's a lot of you guys that's not been on before tonight, which was nice. Videos of the latest we've had on lives. Obviously, we had Joe Screen last night. We had Jeremy Doncaster and Chris Louis on last week on together. Did 2 hours with Greg Hancock, was amazing. We had Lawrence Hare on, was brilliant. Paco Castagna, his reaction to getting surprised by his motocross hero. I organised getting the king of motocross, Stefan Everts, the 10 times world champion, on to surprise Paco that loved Stefan Everts. So his reaction was unbelievable. Even if you just go and check that part out, it was amazing. I had Alf Busk on live. Chris Holder, a couple of hours with Chris Holder was amazing. I had Alan Carter, obviously the famous motorcycling legend as well. Obviously brother of Kenny Carter, that was a great one. Bruce Pennell and Eric Gunderson on together was amazing. That's still on my YouTube, a couple of hours. That was really cool. I had Ollie Olsen on for best part of 2.5 hours. That was amazing. 2.5 hours with Perry Johnson. That was really cool. Over 3 hours with Eric Gunderson on his own. That was amazing. Hans Nielsen with the main Dane. I had 3.5 hours with Hans Nielsen. Unbelievable. Couple of hours with Chris Morton live. Same with Ollie Allen, current GB joint manager with Steady. He was on for a couple of hours. Simon Cross. Did 3 hours with Paul Hurry. One that still goes down in folklore at the minute is John Davis's 3.5 hours I did with John Davis. I think that's still one of the most viewed on YouTube. That was a crazy time. Great stuff. I've already spoken to him about coming on again as well. That was a very funny night. I did an hour and a half with Mark Laran. That was great. Ronnie Rocket. Corey, hour and a half. That was great. We did a live with Andy Graham. It was one of the first live Speedway ones I did for a couple of hours. It was cool. And then I had the Skype recorded ones that I did before that some of you guys might not know about. So that was up to 5 months ago. That was the last Skype one I did. Did an hour and a half Todd Wiltshire. Martin Smolinski took me all around his workshop. That was cool. Cool night. Did an hour with Martin Dugard. Chris Bomber Harris. Did 2 parts with Scotty Nichols. We was having a bit of a shirt off on a couple of them. Did 45 minutes twice with him. That was really fun. An hour and a half with Gary Havelock. That was amazing. That was 7 months ago already. And then the first one I ever did with Hans Nielsen back 7 months ago. I did an hour with him then as well on the Skype. I did an hour with Lee Adams. That was amazing for me as well, being as a Swindon fan. And then one of my first ones was Bruce Pennell. That's 7 months ago now. Look, on the Skype. Roscoe, did an hour with Roscoe. An hour with Crumpy when he was sort of first talking about obviously coming back. And then obviously the season got cancelled in the end of COVID. So I was one of the first ones to speak to him about is he still going to come back for this season coming this year. So that was good to get that in as well. So there's loads on there to check out. You can subscribe for free. Get on there. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook group. There's a lot goes on in the Facebook group. So yeah. Can you invite Bruce Pennell? My mum said. My mum's a bit of a lover of Bruce Pennell. There's some of my stuff I'll just put up here. I've also got a website, www.mxspeedwaymemories.co.uk. You can go on there. There's always a big countdown clock on to the next live interview on the front page of that. There's loads of stuff on there as well. You can get onto my YouTube channel through there. There's pictures and all sorts of stuff on there that you can check out as well. And you can get onto all my social medias from there as well. What else I was going to mention to you guys? And obviously there's my bike competition I just got going at the minute. There's only 19 tickets left. There's only 200 tickets in it total. And then I'll do a live draw on here for the bike. This is our 5th bike we've done. So someone's mentioned about doing some Speedway stuff. So that's definitely an idea as well. Excuse me. We've been doing a lot of, I've done about 4 shirts, memorabilia, signed shirts. I've got another one here as well, another famous one. That'd be good. I showed Darcy the Ken Roxon one that I got going, another legend here. Look, I've got the GOAT himself, Ricky Carmichael. A signed shirt there, look, of his Makita Suzuki days there. Look, I'm going to be doing that competition as well as the one for Ken Roxon that Darcy said he loves. Look, who's obviously now he's one of the top AMA riders. There's his signed shirt from the his days in the GPs in Europe on the Red Bull KTM at the time. So we're going to be doing that one as well. I've got a Tommy Searle Monster Energy shirt to do as well. But this will be the 5th bike. Just go back up here and I'll just show you guys. These are the bikes that we've had people win already. There's a winner of the Suzuki, the Travis Pastrana Puerto Rico replica. There we had, I was there, look, with 11-time British champion there, Rob Herring. Had his replica bike he did himself, look, and this guy won it, Darren Stone. So that was an amazing one. Also there's Ben. I actually knew him, so that was nice to see a lad that I knew win a bike. That was the brand new 250 Yamaha 2-stroke 2021. A couple of the guys there, look, that won. He won the McGrath signed shirt, and he got the legend Stefan Everts' shirt there signed from the winning the Western Beach race. There's he won the full Chad Reed kit signed there, look, and the bottoms as well. And there's old Dewey, look, Lawrence Hare's brother won the Jeffrey Hurwins multi-world champion. He won that signed kit there, look, and with the bottoms as well, with the butt patch on. It was really cool. There's the Roxon shirt that I'll be doing. There's the Carmichael one, look, I just show you. And there's the Tommy Searle signed on the back there, look. He's got a bit of dirt on the back of it as well. He's been obviously race worn. Going to be doing that one as well. And this is obviously the bike one we're doing now. There's Sebastian Tortelli on the replica bike we got now. 250 Kawasaki, JHK replica. And there's Zeb there, look, there's my ugly mug with the bike. And there she is, look, she's a peach. And just show you this as well before I go. Here we go. No, I'm going to have to get rid of that photo first, aren't I? Dopey. There we go.
Wait, you want some more?
Like I said, only 19 tickets left for that out of the 200, and then I'll be doing a live draw and making someone a very happy person with our 5th bike winner, which would be amazing. To be fair, I obviously, you always get your nerves talking to your heroes and idols on here, but to be fair, I get even more nervous doing the bike draws. I get the full tombola out, we've got all the balls in there with the numbers on, putting them all in, interact with the guys live before we do the draw as well, have a bit of fun, but it's very nerve-wracking, yeah, for sure. With bike winners. It's a bit of a, yeah, it's a crazy one when I get to do that. Get him pull my ticket out so I can whip Roscoe. Yeah, I'm hoping someone wins it that's going to come down to the reunion. That would be really cool to see that out there. Hopefully a couple of the guys that won some of our bikes will come down to the reunion on ours. Hopefully Ben will on the new Yam. It'd be cool if he comes down on that. And the other guys, he's got the Herring bike and the Suzuki. Yeah, that would be great. And obviously I know his name's gone for a second. The one who won the Ricky Carmichael Splitfire, stroke pro circuit Kawasaki 125. That was really cool, which was the last bike we just done. I know he's coming. I'm just trying to think of his name's gone blank in my head for a second. But he's coming down to the reunion, so we'll see that bike in action, which would be cool. Definitely one of my favourite ones. And I just played this earlier. This is about our reunion meeting at Whiteway Barton in Devon. It's going to be the 4th and 5th of September. There's going to be some ex-speedway guys, ex-motocross legends in England that are going to be coming down as well in the Legends group for the Sunday. It'll be run Saturday and Sunday. It's only going to be £10 for spectators to come for the whole weekend. You can camp. What can you do for £10 these days? Couldn't entertain yourself for an hour for £10, could you? If you come down, any adults that come down, it's free for under 16s as well. So if you want to come down with your kids for the weekend in Devon, maybe have a long weekend. We go down on the Friday night, racing on the Saturday and Sunday. There'll be beer tent, music, all the catering, burger vans, donut vans, ice cream vans, all that gear. Should be a great weekend, great family weekend. So you'd be welcome to come down. And there's just a few bits of information on that. It's basically part of a reunion thing, BSMA reunion thing, which is British Schoolboy Motocross Association that I raced myself in the 90s. And luckily won a British Schoolboy Motocross title myself with my dad as mechanic, which obviously now that he's not with me, you obviously savor and cherish even more than ever. So yeah, it's going to be a hell of a reminisce. I've not raced since 2000, like 21 years. There's going to be so many guys coming together, guys and girls going to be coming together, not seeing each other for up to 10, 20, 30 years. So it's going to be a hell of a weekend. I'm going to get a load of, like I said, ex-pros are going to come down and watch and going to be involved in the Legends demonstration laps on the Sunday. Even some of the guys you guys know, Chris Louis, Roscoe, a few guys are going to get some more Speedway guys there and some more ex-pro. Greg Hansen, former British champion, is going to come down on a 500 two-stroke. Danish motocross legend Brian Jorgensen's coming down. So obviously a week before the Farley event, the big Farley event the week after. So there's going to be some riders coming and take it in before they go down to that. Yo, buddy. Cannot wait, can we? Me and Mr. Wheeler together. Teamwork makes the dream work, buddy. Great getting to meet Kev. Looking to do some good things. By the way, I will mention that a little bit now that we're going to be doing some of you Speedway fans will probably be interested in as well. We're going to be doing some nights with stars. Obviously, we're keeping an eye on all the COVID situation. We're talking to people potentially in hotels around about July, maybe July, end of July, maybe into August, that type of thing. Me and Kevin's going to be doing that as well. Spoken to some motocross guys and speedway guys, so could have some interesting ones for you guys to come. Sort of looking at about 100 people. We're talking, sort of talking down like come and have a sort of a posh buffet type of thing, drinks on the tables, that type of thing. It would be really cool. So we're going to get into that as well, me and Kevin. So look out for that space on that as well. Beer tent at Farley Lee. Yeah, there'll be a beer tent at the reunion, buddy. So we'll look forward to that. I'll be good for half a shandy. Be awesome to get everyone together for the first time in over 20 years. Make sure you're quick with your entrance, people. Yes, make sure. So this Tuesday night, 7 p.m. I will be taking in bookings from that. There's going to be 8 groups. Obviously, on the Sunday, we're going to introduce the couple of sessions of the legends involved, but there'll be 3 races, obviously a practice and 3 races on the Saturday, 2 races on the Sunday, and then from the 8 groups, the top 5 overall, after the 5 races they've completed over the weekend, the top 5 from each group will then go through to a super final to finish off the weekend. So there'll be 5 from each group, which will make 40 in the super final, and that's how we'll finish the weekend, on a super final. So that'll be exciting. That'll be a great way to finish the weekend. And then cannot wait for that. It's going to be awesome. So make sure, even if you want to come down for the weekend, what can you do? Like I said, what can you do even for an hour or 2 for a tenner? You can't, can you? So come down to Devon for the weekend. Under 16s, kids free. So even if you come down as a couple, 20 quid for the whole weekend. Come down to Devon, take in the motocross, see some old speedway and motocross legends ride, loads of all the BSMA legends. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. Be so much going on. Cannot wait. Be there or be square. Don't miss it. It's going to be cool. Me and Kevin are going to make sure it's going to be a great event, and then it's going to be an annual thing as well. We're going to do that every year as well. So hope you guys support us. We've already had a couple of guys we want to get some sponsors involved in each group that we're going to have on. So there's potentially going to be 9 sponsors in total with the 9 groups, including the legends that are coming on the Sunday, which has already been sponsored. Someone's already said they will, and 2 others, including Mr. Hobbs and Ian Chesterman, have said that they're going to, because also we're doing them in memory. Every race is going to be in memory of people as well. To mention them quickly, me and Kevin's dad, Steve Wheeler and David Ashby, kindly, Andy Hobbs has kindly said he's going to sponsor my dad's group and stuff like that. And Ian said that he did mention a name that he wants to be honoured as well, which we'll sort out, and he said he's going to sponsor that, so that's cool. So there's still 6 groups that we're going to look to get sponsored and sort that side out. We're going to want, obviously, sponsors to try and get behind us for the big meeting. Hopefully get those guys a lot of exposure with a massive event. So anyone that knows any brands or any companies that want to get involved in sponsoring the meeting, get in touch with us. No problem at all. Also, my former BSMA chairman, Chris Tucker, who ran the Morden Motocross Club from down Wiltshire way. He was a great guy. I raced with his son, Adam, all through my racing in the 90s. And Chris was an amazing guy. Bless him. And we're going to obviously do his memory. Also, British motocross legend, Mark Hucklebridge. I had some great battles with him in the 100 groups and the 125 seniors. He was a great rider, went on to do great things in the pros. It was a tragedy to lose him so young. So definitely going to be here. He would have been there 100% at this weekend. He would have never missed that in a million years. So I spoke to his, obviously his wife, Emma, and she said that he would have loved that, and he would have definitely been there. And then also Cy Higgins, he tragically lost his life actually preparing the track, Whiteway Barton. That was terrible that he ended up losing his life there as well. That was a tragedy as well. So we're definitely honour his memory as well. Makes sense. We're going to be at that venue. So there's just, I make that 4 others that we can honour. So I'm going to have some messages. Some people have already made some suggestions about former BSMA chairmen and things like that. So that's cool. We'll sort that out. So yeah, lots to look forward to. Not sure who wrote that, but hi anyway. So yes, thanks for coming on this evening. Wow, amazing 2 hours of Darcy Ward, one of the best talents there's ever been, without a shadow of a doubt. Say that easily. And yeah, I'll share this out tomorrow. Amazing amount of people we had on tonight, nearly up to 200 live on most of the night, which was amazing. Really cool. There was 150, 160 people on here live when we was waiting to get him on. He fair play, he updated his Chrome for us and got on within 5 minutes anyway, so it was sweet. So thank you very much, and really appreciate all your questions tonight as well. Awesome. I think hopefully Darcy enjoyed that as much as we did. It's great to see him looking positive, having a baby soon. Awesome stuff. Thanks ever so much that everyone got involved tonight. I will speak to you all soon. I will get people booking in. Don't forget, Tuesday, the 30th of March, I believe it is, 7 p.m. We'll be taking bookings in. People contact me My number's pretty much everywhere now, I think. Website and that sort of thing. You can contact me on any social media anyway. You can get hold of me on any of that, no problem at all. Thanks, Kev. Thanks, buddy. And yeah. And I've got that booked in for Monday night, 7 p.m. UK live with New Zealander Bradley Wilson-Dean. Obviously, he raced in quite a few British clubs. I know he got injured and he was going to come back and then he didn't. He's won a lot of national titles over there in New Zealand. I've seen him doing a bit of motocross and stuff like that as well online, which was quite cool. He obviously rode at Swindon, Peterborough, Somerset, to name a few. All action Bradley was. So, yeah, that'll be a good chat with him on Monday, 7 p.m. UK time, and I'll keep you updated with any other interviews I sort out. And like I said, from Tuesday, real systems go with the booking in. So hook me up. Don't forget, don't delay on that, because I think the groups are going to fill pretty quickly from the amount of interest we've had in the last probably 9-10 months thinking about this meeting. So it's been a lot of build up to it. Do you talk in your sleep? I think about things in my sleep. Quite funny, isn't it, Mum, really, to be fair? Little shy old Lee that would normally duck and dive and keep himself to himself is now talking away. Feels like to myself sometimes, but I'm right into it now, aren't I, Mum? I always joke about it now because I used to always just be so nervous, and now I call it, I go into my Trevor McDonald mode and can switch on my like reporter mode. Hi, people. And I know, the quietest person you know. Wouldn't think so now, would you? Talking about getting on the commentary at the meeting with the BSMA legends on the old microphone. When would I have done that? I'd have been hiding behind the tree somewhere at the back. That's cool. It's nice to bring my bantery. I used to sort of be like this, a bit more outgoing when I maybe had about half a pint of shandy, and then people go, "Oh, Lee's such fun." They'd always see the serious, quiet side of me, but yeah. So it's nice. It's nice. But all you guys make that happen for me. So it's definitely changed my life since I started doing all this. Gives you a little bit of confidence talking and all that sort of thing. It's really nice. I really appreciate everyone's comments. I've been getting messages. Really appreciate it. Doing my best for you guys. It's all about getting the fans questions with stars. You don't normally get to do that, so it's really nice to get all these top legends and idols that we all loved and looked up to all of our lives, and get to ask them live questions. It's pretty cool, and I think we've all learned a lot of things on these interviews. The guys have been great, opening up to us and telling us things we never knew. It's been really cool. So hopefully I'll keep that going for you guys. Love it. Absolutely loved it. Thank you, Mother. And thank you for my t-shirts, Mother. That one, 7 p.m. UK time, which is obviously a bit of a running joke now. So my mum got a t-shirt, me saying UK time, but you have to now, because I think we had some people tonight from Australia and New Zealand, and you can't just say 7 p.m. anymore. You have to say, try and make it so that everyone knows when it is in their time around the world. So it's cool. 7 p.m. UK time. Even though we did an 8:30 p.m. for Darcy. Changed the time for Darcy. Different time zones in Australia. I didn't realise there was different parts and different times of it. I thought it was just Australia be the same old time everywhere, but it's not. And yeah, fair play to him. It was 6:30 a.m. up for him for the 8:30 start, so fair play. Really appreciate it, and I will hook this out tomorrow. Speak to you all soon. Can you wear it? My mum's dying to see me in that live at 7 p.m. UK time t-shirt. Trying to rep Lee here on the Owen Developments. But I will. I can wear his hat. I can wear Owen Developments hat from Lee Owen, can I? And then wear the t-shirt for you, Mum. So that'll make you feel better. Especially on Monday, look, for Bradley Wilson-Dean, because it is 7 p.m. There you go. I'll do that. Yep. Speak to you all soon then, people. I will leave you with my dad's quote, as I always do. Bring him in. He's always with me in the interviews. Can you see that? Where am I going away from the camera, aren't I? David Ashby, Swindon Rumble 72 to 78. In the old Ashby levers, look. The old stripy leathers, look, when Dad was at number 7 in the reserves for the Robins. Trump card down there when he turned a match for the Robins down at there, or at number 2. Cheeky second string when he needed to raise his game. Got a cool mouse mat here, look, as well. From his last year racing in 1979 at the Milton Keynes Knights. He was always partnering Andy Graham down there in 1979 at number 4. Yeah, look, my Lady Lou sorted that out. Look, mouse mat with the Motocross Spear memories. Check that out. Got me pen, look. It's all going on. That was Laney sorted out. Look, I've even got my little diary with all my interviews in. Look, Motocross Spear memories. I did the logo. Pat Stott sorted me out the logo, even me Padlet. Gotta love the logo. Love the logo with Sudden Sam Malenko on it and the King of Motocross, Mr. Stefan Everts. Right, I will go. I'll leave you with a quote of my dad. Bless him, he loved to say, before he left us, he would always say, especially the last couple of years of his life, he'd always say this to me. And it did stay with me, to be fair, is that it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. I am going to bed now, Mum. Off to see Laney Lou, if she's awake. Much love to you guys. Speak to you all soon. Ciao, Bella.